killer.
Oh yeah, J Press coming at you live and in living color on Drink Champs. Let's do this shit.
What it could be, hopefully what it should be. This is your boy N.O.R.E.
What up, it's DJ EFN.
And I like saying this. This is Military Crazy Raw / Drink Champs Yappy Hour. Make some noise! Now, E, you know this is one of my favorite times of doing Drink Champs is people that's behind the scenes.
Right.
Not only this brother is behind the scenes, but he was the move maker behind the scenes. When you have people who's in this game that says started from the trunk to, what is it, hand in hand from the trunk, this brother's name pops up. He's an entrepreneur. He's damn near, if Houston had, or Texas had a president, I think his picture will pop up. I don't know how many rappers' jewelry he got back. I don't know. This man is a legend. He started the independence. I feel like this was our first version of Motown and hip hop. I could be wrong. You correct me or anybody correct me. But I feel like this was the first version of Motown. You got people like Master P that looks up to this guy. People like Baby. People. I mean, I don't know people who don't look up to him. Right. Everyone from Bun B to Little Flip has sat at this same table in this show and has big up this man, and he has a great book called Respect. In case you don't know who the fuck we talking about the remarkable, the impeccable J motherfucking Prince. Now, you the big homie. You one of the biggest of the biggest homie, right? And when I went and I researched your story, it's like, what I said in the intro, I believe you were like the first black-owned, I don't want to say street, I want to say record label, straight up record label, right? But you owned a car lot prior to that, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck is you doing? You own a car lot. Go ahead.
I was exercising my entrepreneurship
early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you transition from the car lot and then say, because the car lot had to be making money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, you know, I always had a passion for cars. You know what I mean? I used to have model cars. I couldn't afford them as a kid, but my cousin had them. Right. So every car I dreamed of, I ended up purchasing.
Wow.
You know how you look at them shits on your dresser or whatnot, and you envision yourself, I want to be in that car.
I gotta make some noise for that. He said every car he dreamed about. I've never heard nothing like that in my life. I can see you.
So that passion led me to open a car lot because I was connected in the street and all the athletes, you know what I mean, all the hustlers and whatnot. That was a way of making money. Yeah.
So because at this time, I'm seeing rap making money, but I'm not seeing them make millions. I'm not seeing all the flashing at this time, and especially not only rap.
Yeah.
But let's be clear, the South, particularly, wasn't known for making. So what made you say, you know what, fuck this car lot? That is probably like a cash business, and because that's hope. What is it? Hope dreams. Like you hope this works. There's no guarantee. So what made you do that?
No, real talk. I felt like the rap game was the next dope game. Just to be real about it.
You were right. Goddamn, make some You were right. That's genius to think of that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I felt that way, and I shared those thoughts with many. You know what I mean? And some believe, a lot of them didn't believe. If you follow me with my intros on the Geto Boys, one of my goals was to plant them seeds to as many hustlers around the world as possible, because I was trying to build a major.
Giving the game away.
Right.
Yeah, the whole journey. That's what caught the ear of Master P and all others down south.
I seen he came to your book signing recently.
Yeah.
That was hard. That was hard.
No,
I mean, Julia Beverly was going at it a little bit. I thought that was hilarious.
They were going at it?
Because I think, artists be sensitive. Like, this one article that Julia Beverly wrote about me, I haven't forgave her yet.
I know what she didn't really write it right.
Like she let the girl. Just like, oh my God, this is so false. But Master P had remembered that, and they saw each other, and it was unique to see him as a human as well. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times we act like nothing don't bother us, but it kind of bothered him, and he was like, excuse me, she checked him. Because he had said something in an interview with the Breakfast Club, calling her a white girl, said, "Oh, this is the white girl," and she ain't like that. She stepped up. I was actually impressed. And then he ended it with, "You with Jay Prince," so that's it. So now let's get to what you got over there. Those bottles look very sexy.
Yeah.
What is that called? Is loyalty?
Loyalty, man.
Woo, let's make some noise for loyalty, y'all.
Taste of loyalty.
Let's toast to loyalty, baby. And
I got it in champagne.
Okay, you got
wine.
Merlot, Cabernet, and so that's the rosé.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
and this where's this from? This is from France.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is from France.
God damn it, Jay Prince making all types of noise. Making all types of moves, baby. Come on, goddamn. Yeah. So
I'm just trying to diversify my portfolio.
Like you haven't done enough already.
What's your proudest moment in hip hop or that you've been a part of in this music business?
I would say uplifting the South. You know what I mean? It was important to me to ignite that whole movement in the South, and I think I accomplished that. So that's one of my proudest moments.
That's hard. I mean, I'm so much for that. Because, like, I really look at your career, and you're really very unique, right? What I mean by that is, people that made it to where you at always had like a sucker shit attached to them, some rumor, some bad shit. It's like, that's why I use the word impeccable in the thing. You have like what was called an impeccable reputation. You know, an impeccable amount of respect. Like, I've never heard nobody talk bad about Jay Prince. I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but I've never seen it. You know what I'm saying? So how do you develop that? I know you're gonna say respect.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's a part of it, but having a word, you know what I mean? Let your yes mean yes, your no mean no, you know, along with just being stand-up, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? All of that helps.
The follow through.
And also, you know what blew my mind? The Geto Boys was put together?
Yeah.
The Geto Boys that we see, that we think is the Geto Boys, didn't even know each other.
Nah.
Holy moly.
They were all individual MCs on their own?
Yeah.
Did you know
that?
that?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit gave me chills when I was researching it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I actually...
Because you had 3 other artists that was Geto Boys.
Yeah, the original 3... they couldn't relate to me, you know what I mean? I had
said you was too deep.
Yeah. Oh, you got the story down.
You fired their ass.
Yeah, I told them they had to go. They ain't really worth talking about because they couldn't stand the test of time. But what I done was went on every side of Houston, and I felt like I got the 3 hardest.
Because I heard you said you did research.
Yeah.
Now, when people hear research, they think Google. This is a different type of research. You had to go, because I believe Scarface is from the south side, and you from the north side.
Right.
So you actually had to go in the lion's den to actually meet with him, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit, you understand what that is? That's so, and Willie D and Scarface, none of them knew each other.
None of them. Yeah.
So what's that first session like? When you put them together?
Standoff, you know what I mean? Standoff, everybody was doing it for me, you know what I mean? Because I told them, I say, hey, man, there's Geto Boys all over the world. Y'all come together and add to the foundation I already laid, and make these rhymes, make these rhymes, these lyrics in my head rhyme. Because I had some shit I wanted to say.
That's what I heard you used to say. I heard you used to lay it out.
Vicariously, you were trying to rap through them?
Because I think my mind's playing tricks on him about him. On the low, like, I think my mind playing tricks on me. It's about him, like, and then you get on it in the book.
Yeah.
I think it's a chapter in the closet or something like that.
Yeah, definitely mind playing tricks is about all of us. You know what I mean? So.
And how do you come across someone like Bushwick?
You know, I saw Bushwick in the club, man. I saw him in the club doing some dancing and different shit, drunk.
Was he always the same way?
Yeah, always, man. You know what I mean? And I thought he was a eye catcher.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's pure talent, though. Like, because at the time, like I don't remember a rap group like having like an art. That's like an art character. Like at the time, like I mean that was the first one, right? Like Bushwick Bill.
I mean, if you consider Flav maybe for Public Enemy in a sense.
Okay.
As a character.
Okay. Now, one thing that I always, when I visited Houston, I realized how big Houston was. Yeah. And I always thought that there's gonna be one person that could only sell their music to just Houston and blow, just with Houston, because that's how big it is. Like, I feel like there's gonna be an artist that can just promote to Houston. I mean, when I say Houston, I mean the whole Texas. My bad, but because Texas is so big, that's what I meant. Yeah. You think that there's a day that can happen?
Oh yeah, all things are possible.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So let me just show you the names that's associated with you when I Googled you. I want to show you how this. Did you do this?
I mean, I know a lot of them.
All right, cool. Hold on. Yeah. Go ahead. Ask something.
Who was the first? That wasn't the first group you signed, rap. Was it putting together the Geto Boys?
No. I had Raheem.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Raheem actually was a solo artist that I signed with A&M Records.
Right.
And I took that money from A&M and put it in the Geto Boys. Yeah.
So you had to go to New York to A&M?
California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, California.
And Odd Squad was an early signing, right? As well?
Oh, that's with Devin the Dude, though, right?
Later on.
Yeah, Devin the Dude. Yeah. Did you know he was a breakout out of Odd Squad?
I felt that way. I always felt Odd Squad was before their time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Devin, he stuck out. You know, Blind Rob. You know, he's a blind producer. All of them guys were real talented.
Okay, so when I Googled your name, this is all the people that came out. Jazz Prince, of course, your son. Scarface, Willie D, Bushwick, Christina Milian, which I didn't know that revelation.
Wow.
Bun B, Zero, Playa Sanders, Devin the Dude, Pip C, Big Mike, Meg the Stallion.
I didn't know that.
You ready for a drink? You gonna have a drink with your homie? Come on, man. Have a drink with your homie, man. We gonna loosen things up, baby, because I don't think anybody has talked to you since the Meg the Stallion incident, right?
I hadn't spoke about that.
Right. But because I'll be honest, one of the very first things, and this is about the incident,
right?
Not their squabble, but when it happened to Meg the Stallion, whatever happened, I don't know. But one of the very first comments I saw was that wouldn't have happened if she was with the homies. That wouldn't have happened if you know what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So if you can, and man, your watch is very nice, bro.
Thanks, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. I looked at all your interviews. I said, this man's gonna come with a nice watch. You know we love watches over here. We love watches. But speaking on that, because she was originally signed to you and Crawford, right?
Well, never was originally signed to me, but signed to Crawford.
Okay, signed
1501.
Okay.
And Crawford is from Fifth Ward. He's from my hood.
Okay.
And
even though he a baseball player, he's from the hood.
Yeah, he's from the hood.
Let's make some noise to that, man. Let's salute to motherfucking Jake Prince, motherfucker. Make some noise, goddammit. Make some more noise to that. So
some moves was taking place, right? To come in and kind of scoop Megan away from the homie.
Because he knew he probably saw this day coming.
Yeah. Okay. You know how it go in the music industry. A lot of times the majors wait on independents to build a situation up, and they come in and save the day.
Yep, exactly.
They call saving the day, right? But we weren't, I couldn't have that on my watch.
Right.
The homie came to me and he explained to me what was taking place, and like a big homie should do, I stood up for him.
Right.
And we was able to change things around.
Because what happens is artists, and I've been a part of this, artists come, they get in the game, they sign a contract. You can't technically sign a contract without having a lawyer look over it. That's technically. So that means you had your people look over it. and then want to change the contract. Is something like that happen there?
Well, the thing is, you actually can refuse to have a lawyer.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
If you want to.
Or you can tell your lawyer you don't really care about going through the contract because you're paying for it.
Oh yeah, you have that right.
Holy shit, I never knew that. I thought that was mandatory.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, and the thing with that situation is, you know, that's how it happened. You know, but she actually had a lawyer that looked over it as well.
Wow. So then I'm gonna go straight to it. Then this Tory Lanez situation. You think that would have happened, or had you been involved, or?
I don't think so. If it did, I think it'd have been immediate consequences.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Let's make some noise for that guy. Change it up, goddamn. Change it up. So, boxing. Andre Ward. He retired too early?
I would have loved to seen Andre stay longer.
Yeah, right?
But Andre is a real spiritual individual. He's a man of God. And he told me, you know what I mean, that's part of the calling. God told him to retire.
To retire?
So I can't argue with God.
Right. But it lost a lot of money though, right? That would have been a lot of, because you think he could have went up to what was he? He's middleweight, right?
Yeah, he was a light heavyweight. I think Andre could have worn a tight at heavyweight.
Wow.
I witnessed Andre Ward destroy heavyweight.
Wow.
Yeah, he was that talented.
Where he from?
Oakland,
okay.
Yeah,
How the hell do you be finding all these business? Like what kind of water do you drink?
Well, you know, with boxing, well, you know what, man, I'm a praying man, right? First and foremost.
Like so, a lot of niggas pray, they don't got the opportunities you do. Right. Well, let's make them look.
So I feel like all my blessings come from up above some kind of way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that now. Doom. For 4 long years, you had the #1 boxer. As he was becoming the #1 boxer, you had Floyd.
Yeah.
When he didn't really even know who he was at the time. He was developing as a man.
Right.
And I would see you in the ring.
Yeah.
So I had never thought that relationship. I thought it was like, y'all was like the perfect relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it lasted 4 years. But what was... It was just time to move on?
Yeah, you know, sometimes, like in any relationship, you know, you evolve and eventually you do things differently, right? So I think that's kind of what took place with me and the homie, but it's still love.
Okay. Because I heard you surrounded the gym and she had heard, the gym was surrounded.
It's all love.
You know what I mean? Like, some money had to be paid and money was paid that day. That's what I heard. Is that true?
In the name of love.
Okay, in the name of love. Let's go. So, one of the most interesting ventures I've ever heard of in hip hop. It was like get a blunt. It's like a 2-week rumor that this was actually happening. You, Suge, and Irv.
Right.
And what was happening was, it wasn't like you, Suge, and Irv, or any 3 of y'all was on the down.
Yeah.
I was on the up at this time. So if this would have actually merged, this would have been the biggest black conglomerate we have ever saw. You think there was somebody deliberately out to shut y'all down?
And what was it y'all were doing? Trying to set up distribution?
Yeah, we had a meeting. Yeah, we wanted to create our own black-owned distribution company.
Wow.
So we had a meeting of the minds, met in L.A., and it wasn't long after, I feel like the feds attacked each of us. Wow. You know what I mean?
That's deep.
Conspiracy from, not only from a distribution point of view, you know, they had their reasons, but definitely we all saw what happened to Death Row. We saw how they attacked Murder Inc. And, they tried to kill me. So, that was one of them things. I heard you say that, like a DEA agent or a hitman or some shit? Yeah, I called him a hitman because he got about 8 to 10 bodies.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I couldn't think of a better name to call Schumacher.
Wow.
You know? Yeah.
And they put him on you?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. On purpose.
Wow. On purpose. But goddamn it, you out here, motherfucker, smelling like roses. Monkey foot in the game. So now they said that they said that you had a pig farm in your house. so nobody want to go to your house.
Oh no, that sounds dangerous. I seen a series on Prime that the mob would just feed people to the pigs.
Oh yeah.
You know they tell a lot of lies.
Okay.
Now I do have a ranch.
You have a ranch.
But it's, it's about 300 some heads of cows and horses and shit like that. No pigs.
Okay, no pigs.
The pigs are rumor.
Okay, the pigs are rumor. That does sound scary though. You gotta go to Jay Prince Group. You know you got a pig stop. Like what? Wait a minute. We're part of the
got some hungry
group.
hogs over there.
No, that's crazy. That's good. So I heard Scarface say, word for word, he said, people want to be like Mike. I wanted to be like Jay. That's fucking hard. Yeah. How do you feel when you hear things like that?
I feel honored, man. I feel honored to to inspire all of them that come after me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because one thing I never wanted my kids or nobody to do is have to hold their head down when my name is mentioned. So for one to be able to hold his head up, from observing me or being inspired by me is inspirational to me.
It's a beautiful thing. So at one point,
before you get off the face, we got to talk about that. He's.
You know what's crazy? I hit Scarface to get some cheat questions.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yo," he said, Jay told me he was coming down. Now, I thought that was just dope that y'all still speak like that.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's my brother.
That's real. That's real. Like I just want to commend you to your face.
Yeah.
And I know it's been rough times between y'all because every brother's fight.
Yeah,
but the fact that y'all can still talk 30 years later, y'all still like I hit Scarface and he was like, he told me he's coming. I was like, oh shit, they really still talk. Like to me, that's something that should be honored. You know what I'm saying? Just a relationship, regardless to everything. I know y'all got business together, but I just want to honor that to your face, man. That's just beautiful, bro. That shit is beautiful. Like I was touched by that. And like I know Face, when Face had the COVID shit, I called Face every single day.
Yeah.
I just called him to check on him. Like I didn't care what time. I didn't care if I was bothering him. Just like, you alright, Face? You alright, Face? But like getting back to that, I really respect our relationship. I respect 30-year relationship. Like me and you was like that. Like we know each other that long. Like and we still speaking. So when I see it, because I know it's abnormal for other people. You know what I'm saying? It's like everyone is into snaking each other. Everyone is into doing some dumb shit. So when I see that, I definitely wanted to salute you to your face.
And Face is still looking for a kidney donor, right? Correct?
Yeah. We gotta get that. If you out there, you got a kidney and you his match. I mean, some people just got extra kidneys. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to say that, but I don't know. Right. If you a match, you got it, man. Let's get.
He's a national treasure, man. We gotta take care of him.
And you still do you call him Scarface? Or you call him Brad sometimes?
Call him Face.
Okay, all right, cool. Cool, because I see Willie D, and he was calling him Brad one time throughout this whole interview. I was watching all these interviews about you guys, and he kept calling him Brad. And I was like, who the fuck is Brad? This whole time, like, I totally slips my mind. Scarface. I want to say something real quick, because when I was researching it brought me to Vlad TV, right? And on Vlad TV, I feel like he disrespected hip hop. I feel like he disrespected Louis Farrakhan. I feel like he didn't say sorry. So Vlad TV or anybody's watching this, I would like you personally, Vlad, to take every video that N.O.R.E is on your site and take it off. I'm asking you that as a favor. I know I could have called you, on the phone, but this is a public situation. This isn't a private situation. So this is your boy N.O.R.E signing out. I don't want anything to do with that. That's me. Sorry, Jay. Because I'm watching and Lord Jamal and everybody's like, man, like if you disrespect the culture of hip hop and you're not a part of the culture, like the best thing you should do is apologize. He disrespected Louis Farrakhan. They asked him to apologize, and he said, "I'll apologize to him if you come on my show." Right. You don't dictate this situation, buddy. This is our culture. Yeah. We dictate this motherfucker. So by me taking the stance, I don't got nothing to do with this shit. But I would like for you to erase every video that I'm on your site, and that's all I stand. Let's move back to this. I hadn't
heard that before.
You didn't? He disrespected the Louis Farrakhan. He actually made up something. They checked him on it and said, "Look, this is what he said." He didn't say that.
He falsely reported something.
Yo, just say I'm sorry. Just say, yo, my bad. You know what I'm saying? You know you getting rich off of this culture. Like he has young men go up there, and you know, I don't even want to keep going. I don't want to keep going on that. But let's say, so now respect. Let's talk about the book Respect.
Yeah.
You wrote it in 2014.
No, not that long ago.
Okay.
This book been out, I think,
recent.
2 years now.
It's recent.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
been out
But you
2
wrote
years.
it. I'm saying you wrote it.
Yeah, I probably wrote it a few months before it was released.
Okay.
So, you know, this book, The Art and Science of Respect,
Right.
about my wins, my losses, everything happened in between.
The art and science.
The Art and Science of Respect.
Science sounds mad complicated.
Yeah.
so is that complicated, the science of it, or not?
Not really.
Okay.
You know, not really. It's not complicated because, you know, I lived it all, and, you know, I explained my explanations for everything I went through because I want to leave you know what I mean, a blueprint of how I made it, make it easier for the next generation.
Now I heard there was a totally different version of this, and you decided not to do it because you felt like you was giving up too much?
No, I had never heard that.
Oh yeah.
Were you cutting these?
Charlamagne, Charlamagne gave me that question. I'm throwing it on Charlamagne.
But you know, the truth of the matter, all of it's not there. You know what I mean? I want to do a movie, so
why?
You got other books I'm sure you want to do.
Yeah.
That was my next. That's my
shout out to Julia Beverly as well.
Yeah.
Who could play you in a movie?
Good question.
Right.
I need your help with that.
I definitely want to help out. I thought it myself at one point, and then I said, "Nah, I need a better. You need a real actor. Like you need Denzel to lose 20 years."
I can see Denzel.
I think Denzel will kill it.
The demeanor is there already.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
yeah.
He can do it. Nah, he can do it.
The Canadian kid. What's his name? With Soda, and he was playing in New York.
It's Biscuit?
No, not his Biscuit.
You said a Dominican kid?
ATL.
From ATL?
BBT,
Oh, nah. I don't even know what you're talking about, really. But, nah. You need a real actor. You don't need no comedian, nigga. Nah, hell no. Stay away from the comedian. You need a guy who can cry, who can, you know, do everything. Like, you know, Julia.
So there has to be something already in the works, I would imagine. Especially after Strata Compton's success.
Yeah, but I don't. The actor hadn't been picked. You know.
That's important.
The story is incredible.
Yeah, the story is correct.
Appreciate it.
All right. So, what was your favorite act you ever worked with? Because I heard you say that you worked with a lot of artists that you didn't personally like.
Yeah, I mean it was business.
Comes with the territory.
You know what I mean? It was business. Sometimes, you know, and I said that to like open the mind of others that you don't have to like it. You know, business is business. So yeah, a lot of them I didn't like personally, but you know, a few of them. Scarface is one. You know what I mean? That's the homie. Love Pimp C, love Bun B.
Right.
You know, those guys was exciting.
And they wouldn't originally sign to you. They would sign a job.
Yeah.
And then you signed them as solo artists?
Yeah, I signed them as solo artists when Pimp C got locked up.
Wow.
And Jive didn't want to allow Bun to make a living, really.
Wow.
From a solo perspective.
Wow. And Jive was even taking the free Pimp C campaign away from them.
Yeah, yeah. So I convinced them to let me put Bun out on a solo tip.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. And then Pimp, so what was I heard the day Pimp C came out, you brought him to, not the Range Rover, you brought him to
a Rolls Royce dealership.
Yeah. Goddamn, I thought Paul, I'm sorry, man. I brought you home in a limo, man. I'm sorry. Paul came home in a limo. Pimp C came home in a Rolls Royce. He wins, Paul. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, how was that? Because I could tell Pimp C was popping some shit.
Oh yeah, Pimp C. I kind of call him the Southern Tupac. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
Yeah, that fits.
I can see that.
Yeah, you know, he was off the chain. So he and I, you know, while he was locked up, would have conversations on that day of release. So, you know, I just kept my word once again. You know, when he got out, bam, set it off.
Now, one thing that Pimp C fucked me up to this day, I still can't get over this. He said, "You Atlanta dudes ain't even the South." He said, "It's not even. It's the same time zone as East Coast." And to this day, I
would throw Miami in there as well.
Yeah, but Joe's Miami in there. I can't get that out my head. So do you think Pepsi was doing that on purpose, or he was just on one that day? Like,
I think he was talking about the time. You know what I mean?
Okay,
yeah. Know what I mean? The time, the Atlanta, Miami, New York on the same, time zone. Yeah.
So did you think he thought that just Texas was?
I mean, that's a good bar though.
That's what I'm saying. I've never got over that. I was like, damn, that's right. Just to a certain extent.
But then most of the South is on the East Coast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virginia.
Statewise, because Texas is a huge ass motherfucking state.
Yeah. Now we said Virginia. As we speak about Virginia, you edited. You ended the beef between Drake and Pusha.
I guess you could say that.
Because now, okay, there hasn't was there a phone call that happened?
Well, I had an opportunity to speak with Kanye, and of course,
because we heard Drake was saying he smashed Kim on the record. That's what we heard. Through the grapevine. That's what we heard. We don't know.
I never heard that.
That's what we heard. That's what we heard. We don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. But I'm sorry.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? That didn't,
right.
that something didn't make sense for us.
Right.
And our movement, that was some moment shit, right?
Right.
So we figured out how to circumvent that and keep it moving.
Because I'm going to be honest, that takes a lot of restraint. It takes a lot of discipline. Because, I don't fuck with the social media like that. I post or whatever, but I don't fuck. But there's people who fuck with that.
Yeah.
And if you lost on social media, sometimes you lose in life to these people. Yeah. So I could imagine that week that you called Drake and was like, yo, we're not going to respond.
Yeah.
Blah, say, blah, whoop-de-whoop. How hard do you think it was? Because some people were saying that record couldn't have existed, because if it existed, they don't care about Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? If it existed, they would just drop it and just end Pusha T and Kanye if it existed. But then some people was like, yo, why didn't he respond? So what was that week like? Because I'm sure people was hitting you on that as well.
That was a testament of the respect that he had for me, because he wasn't trying to hit that shit, really.
Yeah, he wanted to drop. He's an artist.
Yeah, I mean, you know how that is. A nigga hits you, you want to. So to me, that was a testament of the respect he had for me, and I had to really, let him know, okay, I really mean this.
Right.
You know what I mean? This don't make sense.
Right.
And when we put it on the scale, it didn't make sense. It was that simple.
Yeah. It's kind of like when Jay overdid it with Nas with that second record, and he went to certain places about family and things like that. It kind of made him lose the beef by default because of him bringing in other family members and him doing that. Is that how you felt with Drake?
Well, in all losses, some losses are wins.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? It depends on your thinking ability where all of that is concerned, and we. We couldn't get caught up in that.
Right.
That was a moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? We big pitching thinking.
Right.
So we had to keep it moving.
Goddamn. Make some noise. Yeah.
And I know you've talked about this a lot, but maybe for our audience, how did that connection happen? You guys and Drake.
His son.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I just we know this, but some people that listen might not know.
You're right.
No, my son Jazz Prince brought me Drake, and
a young Drake.
Yeah, young Drake.
Right. And you didn't sign him. You was in boxing at the time.
I didn't even like him.
What?
You know what I mean? I didn't like it. I'm like, man, what are you? This dude singing.
Your son's A&R of the year, executive of the year.
Oh yeah.
He like, trust me on this one, Daddy. You know what I mean? He buzzing.
Right.
So I had taught him since he was like this the importance of a buzz and rap a lot in all the meetings. And I'm calling around the world, marketing meetings.
Right.
What's buzzing? What's buzzing?
Wow.
So, and I tell everybody, my ears stood up like a German shepherd.
Right. When he said he's buzzing.
He's buzzing.
Right.
I said, where you from? Canada. My ears went down. So I called Canada, right? And it was confirmed.
You called the country.
Bam, you know what I mean? They confirmed the truth, and I'm like, fly the homie in.
Right.
That's when we flew him in. Wayne was in, and bam, rest is history.
And at that time, you didn't know how he looked or nothing. So he walked through the door. He's like, "I'll be sure." That's what you thought.
No, I didn't connect him with I'll Be
You did?
Sure.
Oh man, I thought he said, "I'll be sure, brother." Look ahead.
So why isn't it a rap-a-lot situation? Was it because you're in the boxing?
Well, yeah, I had kind of, moved on, and my son was on tour with Lil Wayne, right? So I told him, I said, "Hey, man, I don't want you coming home, you out there just getting pussy and coming home broke."
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I told him how to go to Lil Wayne and tell him what, you want to start a record label. You want him to be partners, 50-50. And Wayne, bid on the opportunity, and from there I'm like, who your first artist? So he said, Drake. So bam, that's how it all came to fruition. I say, take Drake on the road with you and have Lil Wayne to put his arm around him.
So wait a minute, you telling me your son introduced Drake to Wayne?
Oh yeah.
But Young Money's created out of that situation?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wait, oh damn.
Oh, y'all didn't know that?
Nah. Listen. I thought, this is what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought Drake and Wayne had a relationship, and then I thought Jazz came in after. I didn't know Jazz was connecting the oh hell no.
Yeah.
That's fucking remarkable, bro. Holy moly, guacamole. So then, okay, now Wayne does the business, but we all know Wayne is an artist, right? We all know Wayne is an artist. We all know that when it comes down to the business and the big meetings, he might not even be there.
Yeah.
So it gets to Birdman.
Right.
Birdman makes all this money off of Drake, and then there's money owed to your son.
Mm-hmm.
How does that not get worked out?
Well, it got worked out. You know what I mean? It's a done deal now. Everything has been done, but it was a process. You know what I mean? And I think it was a process because of the money they took before Drake came to the table. You know what I mean? They had got a hell of an advance.
Today is Cash Money or Young Money?
Cash Money.
Okay. Because Young Money is y'all coming now together.
Yeah, but Young Money is Cash Money to a certain extent when it came to that business thing, And we got caught up in the mix of that because they had taken so much until, you know what I mean?
But what was they looking at it like? I'm sorry. Let me just finish.
No, come payday, they don't have it.
All right.
And is that the same discrepancy that y'all had that Wayne was having at the time with Cash Money as well?
Well, I don't really know his business.
Right.
But yeah, because that's the thing is like there's interviews, there's documents of Baby saluting you. So I would imagine that's the automatic thing to do is know that's you regardless. Like even though your son is his own entity. You know what I'm saying? So I always was curious about that. I know you just said you worked it out.
Yeah, like Baby, Slim, Master P, Tony Draper, Swisher Hall, all these guys are like my students. You know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons I wanted my son to do something with Lil Wayne because I trusted the homies in that situation. Once again, I think a lot of times as artists and record labels, we get that paper, that advance, thinking that the artist gonna perform the same way on the next album or whatnot, and shit don't happen the same. Then
so let me be devil's advocate. Do you think that Birdman thought that it was Drake who owed your son and not him? I'm asking, like, just being devil's advocate. What's up, Julia? I'm just being devil's advocate. Do you think?
No, I made it real clear to him that we needed to have ours. Right. You know what I mean? Wasn't gonna be no negotiating and dialogue and whatever whatever was concerned. And like I say, it took a process and we got ours.
Right. Goddamn, make some noise. So, oh man, this is a lot. What the fuck kind of beer is that?
That's Azul.
Yo, man, you be having the weirdest Brazilian fucking Brazilian. I don't know, Brazilian fucking Carnegie Hall. This is like some crazy shit. But all right, cool, boom. At one point, it felt like you and Drake even fell out. Was that like that new artist? Because at one point, I was an artist too. Yeah. We started to think we did it on our own. And because you go on platinum, you know.
It's the ego.
It's the ego. We all
which
get
is needed.
We
to
all
be
get
an
it. Have you
artist.
ever dealt with that with Drake, particular?
I don't think we had a moment like that where we fell out.
Okay.
But I have experienced that with artists.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It shit happens, right?
Like when you put them on and then they just act like they bought those sneakers on their own.
Yeah. No, I hadn't really experienced that with him.
Okay.
I hope to not ever have to experience it.
Right.
Yeah.
Make some noise for that. I thought I asked you this earlier, but I think I got cut myself off. I think. What was your favorite moment? Like what artist? What was one artist that like when they said come to the studio, you was like fuck it, I dropped everything and I went to the studio for them?
Well, you know, one of my favorite moments wasn't about the studio, but it was about respect where the South was concerned. And it was with the record Mind Playing Tricks. You know what I mean? Because it was like a long hustle, man, to try and get respect where radio was concerned. With doors slammed in our face over and over again. And finally to sit back and witness everybody embrace that song, you know, city by. We didn't have internet, social media, right? So we hit state by state, city by city, and everybody embrace it. That was a beautiful feeling.
But I'm not gonna lie, and that's like the unofficial Halloween record.
Yeah.
Like every year it's not Halloween unless you feel fucking hear that. Like I can't even get into it. Like I'm not putting on no costume, putting on my playing chick on me. God damn it. That's my Halloween spirit right there. So damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Yeah.
You rapped on that.
Yeah, I rapped on that shit.
Yo, you was a rapper.
Well, I was,
remember, he was using them.
That was personal.
You was talking about going to the White House.
Yeah.
What was you was a rapper at one point?
I mean, I don't call myself a rapper, but I spit on that motherfucker.
Okay. I always watch the movie The Office and I hear that joint.
Yeah. And I wrote Bushwick verse on that.
Oh shit.
And made it right.
Yeah, he's a writer.
You ghost writing too? Holy moly, this nigga's crazy. Damn, what you can't do. But dude, that's a legendary record. Now I want to say something for you, for T.I., for you.
Yeah.
For everybody from the South that don't think New York people will ever respect the South or don't ever respect the South. I am born and raised New York City. I've lived in the South for 14 years.
Yeah.
But if you cut me, I'm bleeding New York City.
Yeah.
I can't even get the accent. I'm trying to get your accent. It don't even work. It won't even work. We respect the South. I think that y'all was taking a few bad apples and judge the whole New York about that. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, I love the South. A person that don't love the South has never been to the South. That's all. You arguing with people who never left 93rd Street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to talk to a person that never left 93rd, that's all he knows in life is 93rd. And there's a lot of New York dudes out there. But people like me, Busta Rhymes, Fat Joe, who made a great living in the South, we respect the South.
I think you're talking as an artist, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. I think the industry was a big part of the problem. Because one of the first questions, I hit Charlamagne, and one of the first questions he hit me with is, does J. Prince ever think that New York will respect the New York rappers will respect the South? And I said, I didn't want to ask that, Charlamagne, but I'm gonna ask it with the question. I answer it with the answer because, like, some of the greatest times I ever had is me going to Texas and me calling some of your peoples and they laying it out for me. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's what it is. Like when T.I. said it the other day too. He's like, because you know New York, they don't respect us. And I'm like, that's just so false. You're taking. There's 10 people in the room. You're talking about the one idiot in the room. An entire industry that was pegged up against the South and even the West at one point.
I don't think it was that. I think that it was just so new at the time. Because you gotta remember, it was new. Like we was used to X-Clan. We was used to, and then when we heard NWA, when we heard West Coast, it was about, you know.
But think about this. Think about this. And again, if you got a different perspective, please let us know. I'm saying if the execs are born and raised in New York, and the artists are then the A&Rs are born and raised in New York, then that's the music that keeps being signed to the labels, keeps being put out, keeps being programmed. They not understanding the South.
Right.
That's why what happens is the West Coast rose,
but this is the reason
South rose, and creating basically their own industry.
This is the reason. This is it. This is
so the way I feel about that is,
cool. This is the deep part. Let's go. Let's go deep, baby.
Like I never felt that way. I never felt like the whole New York.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Didn't, you know what I mean? Because I got like friends from New York that I know better where that's concerned. So it was a few, you know what I mean? And that's the way that was. But I think it's evident today, you know, how New York feel about the South, because a lot of New Yorkers, you know what I mean? I ain't never saw so much gold in there. You know what I mean?
Well,
things have changed, you know what I mean?
We never had what y'all call grills. We had caps, which was you take it out. We take it out. You can take it out. And we had frames. But that all solid shit, that's all South. That's all Fifth Ward shit right there, buddy. Fifth Ward, Third Ward shit right there, baby.
Trick Daddy,
you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, this is my son. I got poured water to do with grills. My son requested his whole shit, and he look like Juvenile out here. I'm like, what the fuck? Hey man, he's raised in fucking Miami Beach. What the fuck? What can I do?
And you know that goes so deep because you know a lot of New Yorkers, your mothers, grandmothers,
they from the South.
From the South.
Yeah, it's true. I mean? That's the reason why I kind of like want to start this plight of New York, people setting the balance, because I get it. Back then, we didn't have Instagram. We didn't have. So if you got a bad attitude for one New Yorker, you would describe the whole New York as such. But man, them dudes in New York. And you know what I compare it to? I compare it to people from London, and they go to the States one time. Yeah. And they go to Seattle, they be like, 'cause you know how the States is. No, nigga, that's not how the States is. That's how Seattle was on that Wednesday, motherfucker. That's not how everything is. They'll judge the judges, and they'll be like, 'cause you know the States. And I'm like, no, you don't know the States, my dude. Like, what the fuck? People in Texas ain't doing what the fuck people doing in Brooklyn. People in Brooklyn ain't doing, but they'll just label that one experience, that one town in Seattle, and they'll just say the States. And that's how I feel like. I feel like the South, to a certain extent, still kind of complains about how New York don't show them love, or that. And I'm like, yo, fuck complaining about the people that don't show love. What you should be is showing the love to the people who show love. Now because and like you said, Jay Prince, I love this. I love this statement from you. I've been watching you for a week. Just everything about you. He said he feels like the West Coast is a piece of bread, and the East Coast is the other piece of bread. But you can't have a sandwich without the South as the meat in the middle. Holy moly, this man is a genius. I looked at that shit, I said, why didn't think of that? That was some real hardcore shit. Boy, how did you think of that? I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, that shit just hard to argue with.
It is. I couldn't argue with it.
You know what I mean? With
I tried to.
Your mama, your daddy, your foundation. You know what I mean? Your roots.
Right.
Down here.
Because you know why? What it is? Like, we don't get to choose where we're from. So we all love it. But there's always flaws from where we're from too. But we don't never say the flaws. We don't never say, yo, New York is the best city in the world, but we got rats. We don't say that. We don't say New York is the best city in the world, but the Manhattan apartment might have a couple roaches. We don't say that. We just say the good thing. So I just want to be the person to say, man, please, we got to change that narrative, because we're all one. We should be all in the same motherfucking game. You know what I'm saying? All the same goddamn gang. But have you been watching the versus battles?
I saw one of them. I don't remember which one it was. Damn. But I'm hearing about T.I.
Okay, T.I. and Jeezy?
And Jeezy, yeah.
Okay, you know, I gotta ask you. I gotta ask. No. Busta. That was a terrible exchange. I wouldn't go against it. But, you being from the South, these being your proteges, somewhat to speak, because I'm going to front. When I think of the King of the South, I think of you. T.I. claims the King of the South. Yeah. But I think of you, and no, that's no disrespect to T.I., it's my man. Yeah. But what do you think of when you say T.I. against Jeezy?
Man, that's an interesting blend. But T.I. my homie. Okay. Jeezy my homie too. And I'm gonna let their work speak for itself.
Exactly, great answer. Okay, all right. Who you think Drake could do a versus with?
Now let me say this about Drake. I think he one of the best I ever heard. Okay. You know what I mean?
That's a lot coming from you, because you didn't even like him when you first met him, remember?
I mean, when it come to hits.
Okay, yeah.
I ain't seen a motherfucker do hits like him.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
You know what I mean?
Singing and rapping.
Yeah, I mean.
And he got a hit in salsa.
Some different shit.
He got a hit in Spanish. He spoke all Spanish than me.
I'm telling you, he on a whole different frequency. I ain't saw no shit like what he do.
So what do we say here, Jay Prince? There's nobody can battle.
So who
Drake?
is the best? Who would be the best, considered the best outside of Drake?
Lil Wayne?
Jay-Z?
Okay.
I don't think Jay leaving his house. I don't think he's coming out first.
Well, I mean, if Lil Wayne, if he would like it, you know what I mean? They're on the same team.
Nah, I'm gonna kick you out the room for a second. That was not a good. I thought. You know what's fucked up? I thought about it for a second. I said, Nah.
You know, whoever you put in front of me gonna hold his own.
You know what's fucked up with Drake? Like Drake could actually battle two motherfuckers.
I was about to say battle himself.
He can battle two motherfuckers. He can battle. I'm battling you, Chris Brown or Trey Songz with just R&B. Just R&B against y'all, and then I'm battling. I gotta be careful. I don't know who else is battling, but then he can battle in hip hop. You think that can happen? Nah, because nobody wants to lose 2 against 1. Like it's too much ego in hip hop. Yeah, he can't battle nobody.
Another genre.
He can battle Michael Jackson.
That's about to
Bro, Michael Jackson. That's up in the air.
Yeah.
You ever met Michael Jackson?
No, I never met Mike. I met Janet.
You met Janet?
Yeah.
She smelled like peaches.
we just have a Janet Jackson.
We always got Janet. We love Janet Jackson's story. So how was this?
I'm sure she smelled like peaches.
Oh my God! I wasn't ready. But how's the Janet Jackson experience? I met Janet one time.
Janet Jackson experience.
I didn't even meet her. Listen, I was using the studio. She was in the next studio. So she's so much of a superstar. She made everybody leave the studio before she walked in, just to walk right past us. And no one, and it was told direct, do not look at her eyes. We're like, what the fuck is going on? After about Chris Lighty. I'm with Chris Lighty. Chris Lighty out there. I paid $6,000 for the session. They're kicking me out. I was like, they're kicking us out. That's Penny walking through. That Penny from Good Time to no, Chris Lighty, we're gonna get into that, but let's talk about the Janet experience. What happened when she
It was a pass by introduction.
And Peaches
no
was right
special
there.
effect.
Okay, no special effect. It was like, did you say hi? Did y'all get
for sure. Introduction. You know, at A&M Records.
Oh, God damn it.
At A&M Records.
Lots going on at A&M Records.
I've never been invited.
Back when she was married to DeBarge.
Oh, DeBarge. Oh, okay, that's Janet. That's Janet. Yeah, that's Janet. Goddammit. Holy moly, guacamole.
Yeah, I
man.
think that's who she was with then.
Who's the most famous person that you met and they knew who you was and they that fucked you up?
My mother.
I ain't even dig of that one. That was good. I ain't even dig of that one.
Yeah.
So when something happens in hip hop, for lack of a better term, you're like the Farrakhan. For lack of a better term. Like, the problem...
I ain't never heard that.
The peacemaker.
What I mean by that is, you're the person everyone could go to.
Right.
Like, my problem is, every time I've ever went to Houston or Texas, I've always called or checked in prior.
Yeah.
So I'll say, yo, listen, you know, I might not be direct with you, but I'll be like, yo, I'm going to be in the area. I think the problem is, a lot of people call you after the problem occurs.
Yeah.
Am I accurate?
Oh, a whole lot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I don't accept everybody calls. You know what I mean? It have to be family related some kind of way. Okay. Yeah.
So and recently, NBA Youngboy.
Yeah.
I seen a blog, I believe, and you're sitting there, and you had the Youngboys jury. These guys came to you. So how does this happen? Like, 'cause I don't understand. What do they do? Is it a personal line you got, like after Rapper Get Robbed?
Well,
is it a P.O. box?
P.O. box. After Rapper Get Robbed, this is your street.
Like when you really street rooted. You know what I mean? When you like really street rooted, you could make calls and people that respect you, you know, find out shit and. give you information that's needed to, you know what I mean, to bring the results for certain shit.
Right.
So it's just another form of respect.
Right.
And loyalty.
Right. And listen.
Loyalty.
And loyalty, goddamn. Let me take a shot of loyalty. I'm taking a shot with you, goddamn it. I'm gonna take a shot of that. That's right. I'm a white drinker. Can you open this up for me, Mr. Lee? It's very true. We need a bottle girl. This is out of law. We need a girl. I told my wife, this is how bad it is. I told my wife, I said, listen, we need a bottle girl. You gotta help us get one, for real. We can't be having Mr.
Being
B.
from the era where the labels, and this is you guys starting this movement of really pushing all these records locally and on state level, on a local city level. What do you think the difference now? Do you see a positive in the streaming era today versus that era?
I mean, I think it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I think, like, I'm a positive thinker, so I don't like going back to shit that don't exist no more.
Right.
I think what exists right now is perfect for the hustlers to take advantage of, you know, the opportunity that exists right now, and it's beautiful.
Do you think these young boys even need a record label at this point?
I always think it's a good thing to control your own destiny. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's your shit. So I don't see a problem with submitting to anybody. Never. You know what I mean? I never had that mentality where I wanted it any other way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, was the Geto Boys your first success?
Well, I had a lot of success.
No, I'm talking about with music-wise.
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. So how is that? Because you introduced three people who didn't know each other,
right?
Obviously from different parts of the state, different parts of the city, and you get them together and it works.
Yeah.
Is all the praise going to you, or is all the praise going to the artists and they reaping the benefits?
Yeah. Never I and we.
Right.
You know what I mean? We done everything together. You know what I mean? I wouldn't dare, you know what I mean, take that credit, you know what I mean? Yeah, we was able to deal with all the challenges, all the trials and tribulations, and conquer, you know, all of that shit, and, you know, build what we built.
Goddamn, I'm taking a shot of this motherfucking loyalty with you. God damn it. But you still with Mama Wana.
Mama Wana, man.
Yo, Mama Wana out, man. I like that. I like that. Wash it down with Ace, goddamn it, because I like it. Put it together, baby.
Yeah.
So,
mix it up.
So, being an executive, how hard is it sometimes when the artist, because, you know, it looks good when the artist hangs out with you, and has there ever been a time where you was burning so much money on this artist and he wasn't making you money?
I mean, that goes along with the game. You know, everybody not gonna win. So you control that though.
It's calculated.
You know what I mean?
What you mean the artist does?
No. You as an executive, you control that.
The win, or
you control how much money you're gonna burn.
The risk.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, being a good entrepreneur, you don't want to go overboard with that shit. Where that shit is concerned, right? It's not about feelings and emotions in this game. You know what I mean? Business is business.
Wow.
So you have to be able to separate the two and keep that shit moving.
Have you ever had to tell a person, yo, man, it's not working out?
Shit, no problem with that. You know what I mean? You know, that's part of the game. If not, you'll be broke.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, you know, most artists, they come, they leave a record label, they make disc records, and, you know, have there ever been an artist that did that to you?
I ain't really heard about it. But people do shit.
Now I know she's here, and I'm just all over the world with my questions.
Yeah.
But what is the connection with you and Julia Beverly?
Oh, me and Julie go way back.
Okay, since Ozone magazine?
Yeah, you know, probably before Ozone. You know,
Murder Dog.
Julie always been a hustler in her own way.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that she built, she ain't had nobody helping her. You know what I mean? She stood on her own and believed in herself. And I respect, you know, all creative minds. I don't give a damn where it come from. You know what I mean? I just, game respect game.
God damn it.
So she earned my respect by the things she done, and even up until this day, you know what I mean? She still got that work ethic.
She stood there with Master P. They was arguing slightly. I was like, holy shit. I like that you stood your ground. I liked it that a lot. Have you ever had an idea cause I mean, honestly, Jay, when I read that you was 22 years old in a car lot, or maybe even younger than that, that tells me off top you think different. Like I really thought I'm 43 years old. I really thought I don't know anybody who owns a car.
And was that even your first business?
No, I don't think that was my first business. But I always thought different. You know what I mean? I always had a different, from 8 years old, you know what I mean? I was on some different shit than a lot of the people that was older than me and hanging with me. I was just on a different frequency. That come from a place from the creator. You know what I mean? I didn't do nothing. That just was a blessing.
Now your brother's name was Sir Rap-A-Lot.
Yeah.
That's where you got Rap-A-Lot from.
Right.
Is he home? Because I thought it was 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, my brother done 20-something years, and he got out and he went back.
Oh, God.
So I think he's doing another 13.
Damn.
But,
he don't know you rich. He just wants to just hold your bags, bro.
He know, you know what I mean? But it's two things we get every day we wake up, right? A chance and a choice. You know what I mean? And the choices that he make after he get his chance, that's on him. He have to live with that.
But I know he probably like, man, that's my name. That's hard though. Like they can be living in your name, brother. Like goddamn. So, did you understand how instrumental Rap-A-Lot was? Like, to this day, anytime somebody say anything independent, they say, man, you gotta do it like how Rap-A-Lot do it. Like, do you realize how much you actually mean to the game?
I think about the respect that's given. It's something you can't buy, right?
Right.
You can't buy respect and loyalty.
Right.
So, when I received that, I think about it, but back then I wasn't thinking about none of that shit.
Yeah,
I mean?
I want you to really like, you really respect it out here, but not just on some, street guy shit, on some businessman shit.
Absolutely.
Like on some businessman shit. Like that was, we had never seen that. We had never, we thought that was a big ass conglomerate in Texas, and y'all had like white money behind y'all. We had no idea that it was you. This was your money. This was you. Your dream.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, man. Let's make some fucking noise for that, goddammit. I'm gonna take another shot at this motherfucking loyalty, goddammit.
We talked about y'all being Suge and Irv getting together, but going further back, was there ever a time that you and Easy and Luke thought of getting together and doing something?
Yeah. Well, Luke was there when I started.
Right.
Wow. You know what I mean? Luke, I'm right here in Miami right now.
Right.
Luke, we came to Miami and kicked it with Luke. So Luke was one that was there, in the beginning.
He was also independent as well, right?
Yeah, also independent. Matter of fact, me and Luke really laid out the blueprint of this independent shit.
Wow. So Luke was there too. Wow, that's hard.
Big ups to all the homies everywhere, East Coast everywhere, but they wasn't doing this independent shit.
Right. Yeah, in the East Coast, we was being artists. Y'all was building motherfucking
and they was
empires.
Big up to Russell and all of them, but production deals. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They was on production deals. We were taking our hard earned, doing everything, because we didn't have access to Warner Brothers and all them people, all them buildings y'all was able to go into.
But did you try, or you just said fuck it?
I tried, and they told me fuck me. You know what I mean? It just at the time, underground music was disrespectful.
And was they saying like you guys are too south? Did you ever hear that?
They was saying the shit too hard.
Wow.
When they was putting out heavy metal, they was doing everything, in the other world, but y'all can't do that. Y'all can't say that. Wow. We done a song, Let a Hoe Be a Hoe. You know what I mean? And they didn't like that, right? You shouldn't speak on letting a hoe be a hoe.
Right. You think about that now? You hear the music now? This is just Dude, they don't even want to make love no more. These niggas just want to get the dick. They'll be like, damn, I don't got nothing. Put the candlelight on tonight. Like, you ever think that it would be this bad?
I mean, I don't consider it bad. There's some different shit going on.
There's some bad shit out here, Jay. Come on, man. I can't let you get away with that, Jay.
Like,
I know you ain't listening.
It's different.
There's some different shit. You think about it, right?
I respect the answer.
Now, think about it, though. In the Motown era and different shit like that, when they was calling that shit bad, and it was just different shit, and that's going to continue to happen.
Right.
There's going to be some more different shit after what you hear right now.
It's very true, because even in the golden era, it was some fucked up shit in the golden era. There was a lot of...
To us.
Yeah. But to somebody else, they did.
That's why they say one lady's rag may be another lady's riches.
If that's not the truth, God damn it. I'm taking another shot of this motherfucking loyalty. God damn it. Salute. So you get them all on? Tell them Pitbull on you. Come on, goddamn it.
Now we get a part of it.
Yo, Pitbull cut you a check. I'm
we cutting a check. It's a drink champ check. It's a drink champ check.
Pitbull out here bullying niggas. So, what was your first time you met with Jay-Z?
Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Damn. Let me think. Man, you know, I don't even remember the first time I met with Jay-Z.
I can't tell that's a good thing or bad thing.
Era of Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all an interesting story.
I'm in.
I don't think Jay will mind me.
I don't think he mind neither.
You know, Jay-Z them was they were signed with Proudest. A lot of people went and dealt with Proudest after I left, right? You know, a lot of people done a lot of shit that I done.
So you was at priority first. Let's get that clear. Okay.
Yeah, continue. I mean, and rightfully so. It was a good thing, right? So
with Geto Boys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Geto Boys, a bunch, all of my shit, right?
And before Ruthless was over there?
Yeah, before all of that shit.
Jesus.
So Jay done wanted a song with Scarface, right? And they convinced somebody from Priority to go directly to Scarface without communicating with me.
Okay, that doesn't happen.
I mean, that's not the proper way.
Okay,
that's not the protocol.
Okay.
So the guy, when he got to the airport in Houston, I got calls that he was in the airport. Right?
Okay.
I mean, imagine that shit, right?
I like that.
I wouldn't know shit when you land. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's that deep, right? So
no Instagram back then.
Yeah, none of that shit.
I don't know how niggas was contacting you, but go ahead, continue. I don't know what kind of communication you had, but go ahead.
So
them kites was flying.
A long story short, right? Long story short, he pursued his situation, right? And he was in the Ritz-Carlton, from what I hear. And it didn't go well for him because he didn't do shit protocol-wise. Wow. You know? Yeah, that's all I want to say about this shit.
Okay. I don't even know what happened just now. I don't know if it was a clap or I don't know.
But yeah, cool. So when we done, we met indirectly without meeting.
Oh. Okay.
And then we met.
Okay. Right.
If you feel me.
Kinda. Yeah. I don't know what we talking about. But it's I get it.
Sometimes you have to leave it like that.
Okay, leave it like that. So have you ever met Big? Oh no, you did meet Big.
Yeah, I met Big.
Because there's also a story that you turned your tour bus around the night Big died.
Yeah.
And you went and spoke. I think you called him Puffy. And you spoke to Big on his tour bus or something like that.
But you know what? It was actually before he died.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
It wasn't the night he died?
No, it wasn't the night. It was actually probably a week or two.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm traveling
in LA,
on a tour bus, and I heard he was there.
Right.
Like Big, Puff, you know, I considered them family, right? So when I heard that, I said, okay, that's not a good idea for him to be. You know what I mean?
So you already knew it was a bad idea for him to be.
Yeah, in the lion's den.
Through the streets.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I wanted to personally let him know, you know. So I went to Puff, had a conversation with him. Hey, man, this not... And it looked vulnerable to me even at the video shoot. So I left Puff and went on the bus with Big. You know what I mean? Big getting high, you know what I mean, doing his thing. And I, you know what I mean, planted that seed with him.
Wow.
Man, this ain't, go home. This shit ain't set up right. And I left. And shortly after when that happened, I got a call from the investigators, almost assuming as if I had something to do with it because I put individuals on notice.
Oh, wow.
So therefore, they let me know somebody had a conversation with them to say, oh, he warned us of this. You know what I mean? And that was out of love. That wasn't, I had nothing in my heart vindictive toward the homie them, you know.
But how about, I'm going to rewind a little bit, but stay on the same subject. What was your relationship with Pac?
Pac was a homie. Last time I saw Pac, he tried to get me to go out with him. My old man had just came home from prison, and I had to deny that invitation. Yeah. Wow. So that was the last, and he died a week later.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Where was this at? He invited you at?
This was in L.A.
In L.A.
I actually went and had a meeting with Suge over at his office. Mm-hmm. So after the meeting, they wanted to go out and do their thing, but.
Right. And how did you avoid the East Coast, West Coast? Obviously, you're from the South. Yeah. But you had so much connections.
Yeah.
To both sides. You could have easily been thrown in on and would have rolled with either coast.
Yeah.
It felt like you probably were working overtime trying to stop shit from happening.
Was that awkward for you during that time, or was it every day at work?
You know, it's something that I wanted to intervene and be down with. And actually, I wrote in my book where I had a meeting with Puffy and Jimmy Henchman. Mm-hmm. Wow. You know what I mean? Two of the homies. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping we could find a meeting of the mind situation where, I could bring everybody to the table. But after I heard the stories, I couldn't stand in that position knowing what I know.
Right. It's like a lot of people, sometimes they say, man, N.O.R.E, you're the only person that's cool with 50 Cent and Ja Rule.
Yeah.
I'm kind of cool with them both. And I just don't feel like they shit is rap shit for me to intervene. I just stay out of it. Is that how you felt?
I mean, it could be close to that.
Okay.
But, you know what I mean? It could be deeper than that. Mm-hmm. And, Puff the homie. Right. Puff family. I love Puff.
Right. That's what's
Suge the homie. I love him. But, you know what I mean? That was a situation that I felt shit should have been done that wasn't done. Mm. And therefore, you know what I mean? I couldn't stand with a straight face and be like, hey, man, you know what I mean? Go left or right.
I understand. And you know what's the crazy?
Things were already in motion.
You know the crazy shit about that? And I'm so sorry to say it this way, but I didn't think it was going to go that far. Mm-hmm. I really didn't. Like, Big didn't think it was going to go that far. I remember Big saying to me, nah, man, because Big really didn't have nothing to do with it.
That's the way he carried himself.
He really didn't. So when I stepped to Big and I was like, yo, he was like, nah, man, because I really didn't do that. So, he really didn't have nothing to do with the actual robbery that he was being accused of. And I'm telling you, he had no reason. I'm from Queens. I'm from Brooklyn. He would have said something to me real fast. But,
and I know you're telling the truth from an even deeper perspective.
Yeah,
right?
I knew the dude, and I swear to God, he didn't. I was like, yo, man, we're gonna ride on Pac and them. He's like, man, no, you're not.
Yeah.
He really because I think Pac associated that situation with the one incident where I know for a fact Big ain't had nothing to do with it. But I see where Pac came from.
I know as well, you know what I mean? Yeah. But here's the thing, with street naiveness. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Never heard that term neither. Street naive.
Real shit, right?
Yeah, that's hard.
You know what I mean? And it was naive for them to be out there.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And be there the way I saw them.
Both of them?
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It was naive to not have proper structure around you under those circumstances.
Right.
I saw it. I tried to, wave the flag, you know what I mean? And be like, hey, man, go home.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, it is what it is today, but we can learn from that and keep it moving.
Got that. Make some noise. Yeah. But now that we're around the deep area, here's a day where I want to ask you about. saw the lean epidemic go up, I believe Texas was. Yo, listen, I went on tour with 8Ball and MJG, like in Japan. I'm talking about this is like 15 years ago. These niggas had lean, my nigga. Like I was like, what is that? They like, yeah, they called it tussin back then or something. And let me tell you something. What's the big one? 8Ball, MJG. Which one is the big one? 8Ball. 8Ball.
Yeah.
From Japan to JFK, 16 hours straight. The white lady seen us all board together. I go to the bathroom. She taps me. She says, "Yo, my friend ain't moved for 16 hours." So I'm like, what? I'm not used to this shit. I'm from New York. We drink all English. So I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, he hasn't moved. She said, I'm not like.
I know what's going on.
She's like, I don't know what's going on. So I don't know what to do. So I go to MJG. I'm like, yo, hold on. So we had to go like this under his nose, and like he wouldn't wake up, but you knew he was alive.
Damn.
And that was the first time I had ever came across.
Deep sleep, right?
Yeah, I had ever came across lean or scissor or whatever these guys call it. It's all the same shit.
Well, this goddamn loyalty got me feeling pretty good.
I'm gonna take a shot of loyalty too. Solid, goddamn. Yeah. So I'm sorry to be all over the place, but
take your time.
Pimp C, you being the big homie, they call you and say, Pimp in LA, and was this something that you felt like, because damn, it's 20 here? Well, I just recently lost one of my friends, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you, Rasta. We just recently, and I saw his problem.
Yeah.
But I didn't address it because he was in pain.
Yeah.
Like he was in a wheelchair. So I seen when he was taking certain medications and things like that, and I felt like I should have stepped up a lot more. Is that the case with it? Did you see Pimp going down, or he kept that away from you because you the big homie?
No, you know, that piece right there is not what happened to Pimp. I think Pimp, I think he had kind of conquered that lean situation, you know. One of the things he and I had conversations about while he was locked up over and over again, that, you know what I mean, that wouldn't be an issue. And I don't believe that is what contributed to his situation. But, you know, lean is like a cheap version of heroin.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, is it invented in Texas? Or no?
You mean
I damn near think I ain't never heard of it.
Well, I mean, Screw and the whole music in that sense was based off of.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of this shit before Texas.
Okay.
So, you know, we own that.
So when was the first time you heard of lean, though? And then I want to get back to Pimp. I'm sorry.
I think the first time I heard of it was connected with Screw.
With School?
Screw. DJ Screw.
Oh, Screw. I was going to say School. That's the other thing. It's rough out there. Doing it in school?
Or it could have been before. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers.
Because we related it when we heard Screw.
Yeah.
That slow down music, we like, I ain't gonna lie, we did think y'all was crazy. We said, what's wrong with them? Because we didn't understand that went with the lean.
Yeah.
Like if you on lean, that's how it's chopped and screwed, correct?
Yeah.
So, what the first time you seen somebody on lean, or you seen lean, what was your reaction? That was heroin? You knew?
It's codeine.
You know, I understood it because my dad explained this shit to me, right?
Wow.
You know what I mean? He really gave me the game. He said they really want some heroin.
Yeah.
But they fucking with the cheap version.
The cheap,
You know what I mean? A Screw. But Screw, you know, Screw was a real intelligent, unique guy, man.
Wow.
Even in the midst of lean.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I had the opportunity to meet that brother. I have to tell this story, right?
Please tell me.
He's a legend.
You know, DJ Screw, I ain't never told this story in no interview.
Yes.
But DJ Screw, when I met DJ Screw was being extorted by an artist that was connected with me, and I didn't know nothing about the extortion. But I was the one supposed to be extorting it. So
because of your back in that.
Yeah, DJ, he was paying an artist, right, a monthly. No, real shit.
Because they was connected to you.
Yeah, because
they were scared of you.
This is Jay Prince money, nigga. Come on.
No.
I'm just playing.
The artist was telling him that I had that shit.
Oh, shit.
So after he and I had the opportunity to get together in my office, I'm looking at the staff, right? And he said, looked at, he said, man, you ain't nothing like they say you are, right? So I'm like, what you mean? And he broke that shit down to me. He said, hey, man, had you been getting your money? Right? I don't know nothing about your shit. Like a lot of shit go on, you know what I mean? That I don't know nothing about that I get charged. So, Screw I end up falling in love with Screw, man. You know what I mean? But I just had to say that shit.
That's also an artist was supporting him.
Yeah.
Using your name.
Yeah.
Holy moly, guacamole. I'm not going to ask who the artist is. As much as I want to ask, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it.
Let me say this about him. He dead.
Oh, okay, God bless. We're going to go.
I didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But he not here no more.
God bless. God bless. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. So, are you going to jump back in the boxing game?
I ain't never left.
You ain't never left.
You know what I mean? That's my first love.
Okay. Yeah. More than music.
Yeah, I love boxing.
Wow, I love boxing too.
Yeah.
So what's happening now in boxing? Are they going to put people in the seats? What the fuck is happening?
No audience.
Lil Chico just got fucked up, right?
Yeah, I witnessed that.
You ain't down with Lil Chico.
No. I got so many others. Shakur Stevenson.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Along with Jared. I got the future in a headlock. And we looking forward to seeing them rise and do what they gonna do.
They thought Lil Chico was the next Floyd Mayweather. They found out early that's not possible.
Nowhere near Floyd.
Nowhere near Floyd, right?
Nowhere near. Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah,
special.
Okay. And what division he in?
130.
Okay, so that's Super Phantom or that's no?
Yeah, featherweight.
Okay, featherweight.
Yeah.
Okay, goddamn, I know my shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here, you know what I'm saying? I know you know your boxing too, brother. I'm watching you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, make some noise for boxing money, goddamn. So, they also told me you got your own island. You got Jay Prince Island?
Yeah.
Goddamn.
A couple of them.
Goddamn. Goddamn. Let's make some noise for that, goddamn.
So there's some funny shit about that island shit, right? I used to tell the home, I used to dream of this shit. Understand everything that we normally accomplish, even this drink champ. You dreamed of that shit before it came to fruition, right?
I believe you.
And sometimes niggas will laugh about your dreams, right?
Yes.
So I was on some island shit. Man, I want an island one day. Woo, 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 woo.
Not with pigs in it.
Not with pigs. You know what I mean? So the shit come to fruition and niggas left with their mouth open because they laugh at drink champs, Prince Islands and shit like that.
Not Prince Islands. Goddamn, I like easy. Heard him say Prince Islands.
Where are these islands at?
Belize.
Belize. Oh shit, Shine about to be the governor.
Yeah. I kicked it with Shine out there.
That's hard.
Yeah, love one. His dad is.
I want Shine to become elected official. Don't go to Belize, but we can't smoke weed on camera though, because he's an elected official now. We can't. We gonna get him drunk. But I think some people still frown upon on weed and certain shit. Even though this is legal, this is medical.
We gotta do it on his island.
On his island, goddamn.
That's Prince laws. Right?
Prince laws. So, you think? I know this is a weird question. You think gun control needs to be fixed in America?
Gun control.
Yeah, because I agree with everybody be able to have a gun who can protect their family, but there's the people that you find to see that is nuts that shooting other places, people that got 3-day gun licenses and just. So what do you feel about that? Because I know Texas is a big gun state. I was in the subway one time. I seen a white boy just had his gun out. I said, what the fuck is going on? He wasn't police, nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I love Texas laws where guns are concerned. You know what I mean? But, whenever structure need to be in place, then put the shit in place. You know what I mean? But as far as Texas law, I love Texas law.
Okay, what is Texas law?
Texas law, you can carry some shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You have to have a permit
concealed.
Or no? it's open carry, man.
You don't have to have
in Texas,
permits, but
in Texas, of course, you can get a gun license and carry it everywhere. But even without a gun license, you can carry it in your car, unlike New York.
Here as well, without a license, you can have it. 3 steps. 3 steps is in there.
Yeah, you can have that shit. In Texas, you know what I mean? We kill animals and shit. So.
Right. Yeah, you be at South by Southwest, they got long guns walking around.
That's why I don't go to South by Southwest. I do not go. But I want to talk about checking in. A lot of people look at checking in as if that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I want you to explain. I love checking in because if you come.
And who's supposed to check in? That's also a thing. I'm saying, man.
I got a whole lot of opinions, but I want to start with the big homie.
Yeah, like with me, I don't. That's up to the individual. Right. You know what I mean? I don't try to impose. When I was in my 20s, I had a different state of mind than I have right now. Right. I mean, that shit happens. It's an asset to come in and have relationships with individuals in the city that you coming into. And anybody don't understand that is a fool. You know what I mean? If you're a fool, then sometimes bad news beats you home.
Foolish shit happens to you.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Sometimes bad news beats you home.
Bad news beats you home.
I love this. I love these fucking slogans. Everything he's saying is hard.
We gotta put them across the screen.
But I don't, I don't require that shit. It's up to.
But why do people think checking in is a bad thing?
Because a lot of people thinking ability, only go up to a certain floor. You know what I mean? And if your elevator only go up so high, then you short circuit on different shit, right? So you start like allowing your pride and different shit to like make something bad mean or something good mean bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you turn a misdemeanor into a felony unnecessarily.
Because just think about the logic to it. I go to Houston, I holler at Jay, yo, I'm in town. That's respect to me. He might be busy. He might say, man, you need somebody on you? Or I'm good. I'm going to the Galleria. Gonna check in. I'm good.
The brand means something.
But this is what I'm trying to say. So now what happens is, now most people go, and then they go to Queens, or then they go to the Bronx, and then they hit me after. Oh man, I was hanging out with a dude I thought was your friend. Hey man,
he wasn't so friendly.
His name is Animal. What do you thought? That he looks for squirrels? His name is Animal. And you chose to hang out with Animal. And you didn't call me.
Yeah.
Is that a problem?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the individual. But a lot of times, you know what I mean, when you are choosing to do it your way, a lot of people think they tougher than, you know what I mean? They like, oh, it can't shit happen to me. You know what I mean? And then shit happened to them and they have a change of heart. But I think the wise thing to do, and even with me, you know what I mean? I'm always looking for connections and relationships that I have and different respectful shit to move smoothly with. Nothing wrong with that.
That's why I think Dream Champs work, is because I knew through these years we met people and showed love, and it's back. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I think me and you got close because every time I came to Miami, I did not buy anybody else's weed. I know you didn't sell weed, but I know you didn't sell weed. I know you didn't sell ecstasy. But I said, fuck it, man. I'll get it from you. I'll get it from you. Like, and whatever you. But you know what? It avoided me from ever having problems in Miami. I noticed that when people come to a certain people's city,
they know you're associated with somebody and it helps out. But again, who checks in? Because, for example, we talking this and someone's going to listen, and then Boris, he gonna go to Houston and he gonna try to call Jay Prince to check in.
He
can't check in.
No.
He's like, oh shit, I'm turning back around. I'm going back to Miami.
But that's why you see Jay Prince's homies. That's what I'm saying. A lot of rappers I don't even have their number. I have their homies. I have the street guy from their crew number. I fuck with them. That's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why I relate to a little bit more. Like, I don't know how to go Hollywood. I've been trying for 20 years. I've been trying, my nigga. I've been trying to go Hollywood.
What work?
I think what was work. But I just don't understand how certain people say, well, I'm gonna go to the town and I'm gonna just live. Like that's like ignorant to me.
Yeah, well, a fool despises wisdom. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't stop them from falling off a cliff. They gotta fall off a cliff.
Let's let them niggas fall. Let's take another shot, Loyalty. This is shot, Loyalty. I'm taking shots of wine, bro. I'm taking shots of wine, bro. This is Loyalty double cup.
Real tough. I met them time before. Yeah.
Huh? Stop chasing because gun can't catch you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a trader, baby. I got it, baby. I'm gonna do both, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'll do both. I'm out here feeling great, man.
Yeah, spit this.
I'm feeling great. I'm really listen, man. You really are an icon out here. Like I really want to tell you how much I respect you because, you know, me being an East Coast dude, a lot of people don't really know that how much we blueprinted a lot of things after you. Yeah. Because you know it's always highlighted for the South because you did it for the South. Yeah. But you did it for hip hop too. Yeah. Yeah. So we claim you too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So just in case people don't know that, like in New York, we was saying the same thing. Like, yo, man, you know what you did was remarkable. I felt like you were the first Motown. I know I said it earlier a little bit, but did you decorate your house after Motown?
No, I can't say I done that, but Biggie said it best when he said I'm not from Houston, but I rap a lot. You know what I mean? So I understood even way back then that you know things was being looked at and respected, but I received that. You know what I mean? I received that coming from you because the feeling is mutual. I respect what you're doing. That's why I'm here.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. No. But it's your day today. Listen to me now. Thank you. But let me just tell you something, bro. We have never seen hustle like that. We have never and I swear to God, when I first heard of Rap a Lot, and I said it earlier, I really thought it was a big fat white guy with a cowboy hat on. Like I swear to God, because it was so professional. And I'm realizing as I'm researching you that you was learning on the job. That's what me and EFN did. That's what we actually learned on the job. But I'm going to tell you, from the outsider looking in, it didn't look like you was learning on the job. It looked like you was professional. It looked like this shit was calculated. It looked like everything was strategic. And I'm sure everything was calculated strategic. But I didn't know this was this young man from motherfucking, young black man. Yeah. And that's the reason why we have to highlight your story. Everything you do, from your books to your movie to your documentary. I don't even know if you make a documentary. We're going to put it in your documentary to everything. We here at Drink Champs is supporting every motherfucking thing you did because it takes nothing from me to show you your love, bro. And you deserve it. Like, you one of them dudes that not only worked hard, and you out here still living. You out here still living. And in this game, this is what I hate in this game. This is the reason why I believe me and EFN started this. I hate that they try to throw the older people out. The people that have 10 years and better. Right, you in every other genre, when you have 10 years or better in the business, they call you seasoned. They don't even have a word for washed up in the white world. Right. They don't have a word for washed up in fucking jazz world. But in hip hop, they have he's washed up. Yeah. Why do we even have these vernaculars in our language? We shouldn't. I think that you should tour and do whatever the fuck you want for the rest of your motherfucking world. Yeah. I'll tell you some funny shit. No. I felt like you about to say something. You about to say something?
Yeah, I mean, hey man, fools come up with all kinds of shit, right? That shit gonna happen because, a lot of these dudes, like I say, don't know how to think, right? So they come up with different shit to anything that's good. Motherfucker want to paint a picture of it being negative or whatever. So we can expect that, right? But, to answer what you saying, the feeling once again is mutual, man. Game respect game all over the world.
All over the world.
And this Drink Champ shit.
God damn.
I salute.
Now, how do you fuck with social media? Because I'm not gonna lie, social media is a horrible place, and it's a great place.
It's very not social. It's anti-social media.
It's like I automatically know when I post.
Yeah.
And if I get 100 comments, I know 12 of them it's gonna be loose.
Right.
And listen, they're gonna say shit to. I've never been told none of this shit I've ever been told to online.
In person.
Like no one's never said that to me. Like I'm not acting like I'm like, you know, super like.
You're not super thug, right?
Super thug. I'm not acting like that. But I'm saying to me, like, I post something and it'll be something innocent, like, hey man, I just took a shot of cognac, and someone fuck your cognac. Like, how do you get? And me at first,
you'd react.
I would answer these people back, and my people would hit me like, you know, you have 600,000 followers. The person you just talked to has 6. Yeah. And I'm like, so? He's running at me. Like, no, motherfucker, you just gave him 65,000 followers. I didn't know that. So how do you deal with that?
I mean, you have to really humble yourself fucking with this shit.
Right? You gotta really, you know, and it's not reality.
You're talking to shit that don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? No telling what it may be. So I've learned to try. I try not to pay that shit much attention.
You
know what I mean? Because it's almost like talking to a goddamn statue or something. You know what I mean? Somebody that's
it is.
Meaningless.
Yeah,
right?
meaningless.
So you know, you can't allow that shit to throw you out of from your movement. You know what I mean? I understand what it is, and I have a team that deal with a lot of it.
Right.
So I can't I can't receive that shit personally to the extent where I want to look that individual up and be like, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna make a sleep out of you, right?
I seen a comedy guy. He pranked you.
Yeah. This nigga's good. This nigga's freestyling right now.
No, what's his name? Roy Woods? Roy Woods. Yeah. He pranked you, and then years later, he calls Sway. He's like, I want to make sure I'm good. That was hilarious.
Well, I was going to fuck him up. You know what I mean? Straight up, he called me at a bad time. He was, you know what I mean? He was on some different shit from what he was saying, you know? But I met him, you know what I mean? I met him, and we laughed like a motherfucker.
Okay. He can come back to Houston?
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. Every time I always seen you always showed me love, and you always offered me help.
Yeah.
You always said, yo man, just in case anything ain't going right. To me, when I Google you or I did research, a lot of people, I don't know, they put they try to put a bad name to you.
Yeah.
I judge you on what I seen.
Yeah.
And what I want to say is you're real.
Yeah.
I was supposed to say a real gangster or put gangster on it, but I don't really want to use that because gangster is affiliated to a gang.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that.
Right.
To me, that's a real person.
Yeah.
You know, I remember one time Juvenile was with you. I don't know if you remember this. I think you just signed Juvenile or whatever. Yeah. And me and Juvenile was talking, and you got on the phone, you was like, yo man, N.O.R.E, just in case you need anything, I'm here. And I had needed something at that time.
Yeah.
I didn't say I needed it, but I needed it. And I was like, damn. Why didn't I just say that? I didn't know how to get in contact with you. Right. But the fact is, you were there at a moment for me when I needed it. Yeah. I said it because I didn't know what was going on at the time. But the fact is, I appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But how do you develop that? How do you develop saying, you know what? Let me see this young man doing his thing, but let me add on to it. Because that's what I took as you were saying to me.
Well, that's, you know, different gifts like that, I think, come from up above. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I always, everything ain't about the money. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even where UGK was concerned, my relationship was developed with them personally before it was business. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I said the same thing to them. You know, if y'all need me, you know, let me know. When I was laying my blueprint down with P and all those guys that was inspired by me, you know, it was about just sharing the wisdom, because I understand that wisdom is more important than all of this shit, right? So I want to share the love, man. You know, I'm that kind of individual where, you know, it don't have to be no contract involved. You know what I mean? If I can share some of my wisdom with you, and that's what I've done in the art of science of respect.
Goddamn, make some noise for fucking I ain't gonna lie, man. I haven't read a book in like 5 years. I'm gonna read this though.
Yeah, I brought a box of them for you and all the stuff.
Everybody needs it.
I ain't leave nobody out.
Yeah,
you know
man.
What I mean?
Let me tell you something, Jay. You really an inspiration out here. Yeah. And I want to claim you from the East Coast because I know the South claims you so much. Yeah. And you don't got motherfuckers. I'm about to say niggas. I don't want to say niggas no more. Did I just say it just now? What the fuck is wrong with me? Alright, but you know, I want to claim you too, man. I want to say how much you inspired me. Yeah. Because even Drink Champs, we did this with a rap a lot mentality. Yeah. And had you not laid out the blueprint, like we were independent for 6-8 months, we had nothing. We just was going out there spending our own money, self-funded, catching flights. And that's when we looked at each other and said, man, we gotta do it like rap a lot. Like, that's what we said.
That's some of the realest shit I done heard coming from the East.
No, real shit.
You know
real
what?
Shit. You know, he's a South nigga. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. He will not let you finish. When you said the East, no.
But that's
this is Miami EFN.
But there's a lot of
East
Coast niggas was watching and was inspired.
Yes, and
but you were man enough to say
I want you to say that to your face as a man. Like,
I appreciate it,
and in case any of them motherfuckers didn't tell you, I'm telling you, I be at the East Coast meetings. Yeah. They big you up, man. They big you up, man. They say,
you know something though? I was inspired by them first.
That's hard. That's hard.
That's
beautiful.
I never was jealous of them.
Right, that's beautiful.
Russ and all them guys inspired me.
You know, that's another thing I see about you. It's not only I don't see jealousy, but I see you bigging up somebody else. Yeah. I always see you say, "Oh, okay, well that guy's doing it. I enjoy it." And they say, "Yo, well, he picked you up," and you always give it back. Why? Yeah. Like, I mean, that's who I am as a person. Yeah, but I don't expect anybody else to be like that. So when I'm seeing you, I'm like, but how did you like? I don't know how I developed it. How did you?
I mean, I don't have that disease. I don't have that situation where. You know what I mean?
What's the name
I'm so insecure where I, can't big up a man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If a man inspired me, shit, I'm proud of that.
That's right.
I ain't got none of that malice and shit in my heart that causes me to not be able to say it with my lips. You know what I mean? And I got that from them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm proud of that.
That's hard.
What inspired me to be where I'm at today. I'm thankful for that shit,
that's
right?
Hard, man.
And
that's
even
hard.
the ones that I inspired me by what they done.
I heard you say that about, with Master P.
Cash
continues
Money,
the legacy.
Draper. You know what I mean? I see what they done. I'm like, God damn. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at y'all. I'm inspired by that shit. I'm gonna hustle a little harder.
Right. Yeah. I gotta make some noise for that. Listen to me. I prepared for this for a week, man. I went. I called everybody. I called everybody from 1B to Slim Dog to Lil Flip, and I just wanted to know everything because I seen things on the internet, but because I wanted to show you that respect, like real talk. Because I'm sorry to say this, there will never be another J Prince.
Yeah,
and that's a compliment.
No, I appreciate it.
But it's like also like, damn, it's also sad because like that era, I don't think you could ever recreate what you did. Like, God bless everyone else's era, from Death Row, but when Rap A Lot was Rap A Lot, that was the most differentest shit we ever saw.
And it made hip hop a better place in a sense.
It balanced it.
Elevated it.
Yeah, no, it's been a beautiful journey, man.
Just in case, make sure that's not my car. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's been a beautiful journey, and I'm always inspired by those who appreciate, what I contributed, and likewise, you know what I mean. The feeling is mutual because the shit goes on and on.
Right. Yeah.
So ain't no end to it.
I'm sorry, I'm taking another shot of loyalty. Goddamn, you want to take a shot of loyalty? And let me get some loyalty.
Let me get some loyalty.
Goddamn it! I ain't gonna lie. Our relationship is very loyal. Jesus. But let's do a shot of it. Let's set us a rock tonight. We're doing shots of loyalty.
If you ain't got that, you ain't got shit.
Goddamn, Julia Beverly. We're gonna bring Julia Beverly in. Is it raining outside? And we are back in full effect. And right now we got a journalist extraordinaire. We've been on night challenges and all. I see her now. See, now you biking.
Listen, I didn't know I was going to be on camera.
No, it's okay, man.
I'm not even sweating.
I really, truly enjoy.
But I'm here.
You and Master P's
Listen,
exchange.
you know what that was about though? When he was on
Breakfast Club,
okay, it all goes back to the Pimp C book, okay?
Oh, so wow.
When I did the Pimp C book, I talked with his mom. I talked to a dozen people who said yes, they had this altercation, right? So as a journalist, you know, your integrity is important. So I'm not going to put something in print if it's not confirmed by multiple people.
Pimp C and
so when
Master
I tried to interview
okay.
Master P about what happened, and he wouldn't speak on it.
Okay.
So if I'm writing
what's
a book,
integrity though?
What's that?
Which is integrity because you know the man has passed away. So you know
I mean, I respect it if he doesn't want to speak on it. But if you don't want to speak on it, and 12 other people tell me this did happen, then I'm going to write that it happened, or you know, this is what they said. So, but when he spoke on it on the Breakfast Club,
he said white girl.
Referred to me as
white girl,
some white girl. Now, so imagine if I said some black guy. You know, it would be disrespectful. So that was my only thing to him. I said because he came to an event that Jay did, and I don't want to put him in the middle of any nonsense or whatever. But Master P made a comment that was, I definitely felt was directed at me. He knows who I am. Right. You know, and I made the comment basically, if you're going to speak on me, just say my name. If you have a problem with me, that's fine. But you're not going to, you know, disrespectfully just blow me off like, oh, you're just some white girl. No, I'm Julia Beverly. You can say my name.
Goddamn, say your name. I didn't understand one time it's the real, and I said, oh, the two white guys, and I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like, you know, the two white, everyone knows it's the real. And when I seen Chelsea footage that day, today, I
wouldn't have taken that. It was the context in which he said it. It was meant to be disrespectful.
Like you knew exactly what it was about.
People say that about me all the time. Oh, the white girl to be in the club with the camera.
I didn't mean to be disrespectful to It's the Real. I just was saying, the two white guys, because that's how I described their show. I apologize. I know that sometimes that's kind of inappropriate. But they got mad. It was like, you know, we're up to two white guys. And I was like, damn, I know. I meant It's the Real. So I understood what
you can call me the white girl, though. It's okay.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
So here's the truth about the matter, right?
Okay. First nigga to eat on Drink Champs. Let's make some noise to the ball. And I'm taking another shot of loyalty, though, by the way. Let's do that. Salud.
Can I cheers with water? Or is that
cheers with water. No, you're not supposed to cheers with water. Okay.
Go ahead. You all right. So Master P, my homie, right? Julie, my homie as well. So I don't want this shit like being twisted up by putting me in something. You know what I mean? I'm like Pharaoh as they come, right? But the fact of the matter is, y'all work that shit out on the spot, right?
Yeah, that was good. I loved it.
She good people, Master P good people. And keep that shit moving.
You know why I loved it? You know why I loved it? Because that's very intimidating. Like a person like, and he was like, dude, and he said, but you don't know who I am. And he said, too. And he evaluated you.
No, he knew because I had set it up for them to come.
Right. And he said, Julia Beverly, and he said your name, and it was just like, I just liked it that you kind of like stood your ground because, you know, there's good people like you out there. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of our culture. That's in our culture.
She's a pioneer in this culture.
A pioneer. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I like it.
At least for us in Florida, like what you did for us with the platform that you created that helped so many cats in Florida and the South in general. That's huge.
I saw the interview y'all did with Pitbull. He gave me a nice little plug. You know,
Ozone Magazine got that. Ozone Magazine got that. So was Ozone in Florida, Orlando?
I started in Orlando.
Orlando. So how happened?
That would be the O in Ozone, I'm assuming.
I thought that too.
It was, yeah. I mean, people used to call the radio would call it O-Town, and we were like, oh, that's corny or whatever. So Ozone was Orlando. So I always looked at myself as I was kind of in the same hustle as the artist. So like somebody like Pitbull, when I would hear him, you know, freestyling on the radio, or I just see him out hustling, like I was moving the same way they were. I wasn't a journalist who's just in the office from 8 to 5 collecting a check. Like I was just out there trying to make it the same way that they were. So, you know, I think a lot of artists respected that in that sense, and I had just excellent timing because at that time you had Rick
You
Ross.
were everywhere. You were everywhere.
I was all over the place. I think I had a little point to prove because people would look at me in the beginning like, what is this white girl gonna, But I like that when people kind of underestimate you. That's extra motivation. So
God damn, this lamb good.
So did you?
What company is
either or the loyalty good, either or. It's both. Or maybe both. It might be both. It's a combination. So did you have anything to do with the Respect book?
Yeah. So. I think I had heard Jay speak on it in an interview saying that he was going to write a book eventually, and I think I kind of just planted the seed at that point, just let him know, hey, if you need any help, let me know. So it was maybe, 2 or 3 years later.
So is that what you transitioned? You went from Ozone to say, you know what? Let me. The books is really it because people read.
You know what? Like I'm all over the place. Okay. Like I have so many different things going on.
I'm in audiobooks. I'm not a reader.
I am a reader.
I'm in the audiobooks. Did I sound dumb just now? I'm just being honest. Like
the first time when we recorded the book, he's recording for like hours at a time, and he had a bowl of popcorn sitting there, and I'm just looking at the popcorn like I know I can't even for like hours. Like I just want to eat some popcorn in Belize when we did the first version.
That makes some noise in
Belize.
On the island, Prince Island. Yeah.
Prince Island is amazing.
Prince Island, I ain't gonna lie.
No, I actually transitioned from when I stopped doing the magazine. It really was the recession was really what ultimately, labels didn't really have budgets like that. It changed a lot, yeah. But I also felt like it kind of run its course, like it kind of accomplished what we set out to do, which was give people a voice.
You ever have beef with the Source?
Have beef with the Source?
Yeah.
There was the Benzino incident. I wouldn't say we had beef. I'm good with Dave.
I don't know.
You don't know about the Benzino incident?
I don't know.
Let me try to give I'll try to give a short version because
I need Dave on the FaceTime.
Oh shit! I got
Benzino.
My memory's a little. This is going years back. I was probably. Had to be 21 or something like that. This was a long time ago. So yeah, when I started doing Ozone, it was a photo magazine. So initially my thinking was like, oh, somebody's gonna see this from the Source or XXL, and I'm gonna get a job.
People playing salsa while you saying this. Part of my Spanish people continue.
No, it's good. We need the background.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm starting to dance. I'm sorry. You see my Latino in me. I cannot help you. I'm sorry. La cucaracha.
So
sorry.
I wanted to be a photographer for the Source or Vibe. Nobody would ever call me back. Like I'm this young white girl in Orlando. I'm like, how do I get to that point? So I started shooting some stuff for them. I think I met Boo and Gotti, who are the Source music editors.
R. Kelly's artists.
No, different Boo and Gotti. They were
they worked at the Source.
There's another Boo and Gotti.
Different Boo and Gotti.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop y'all right now. I don't think that's true. That's the same Boo and Gotti. It can't be two Boo and Gottis in the world, bro. It is.
Yeah.
Take a call.
You gotta keep working, man. You gotta keep hustling.
So you're gonna make me forget the whole story. So I started shooting. I shot some stuff for the Source. They started, using some of my stuff in the photo galleries, and they cut me a couple checks. I was getting a few dollars here and there, and it got to a point. I think they owed me, I don't know, it was like $1,600 or something like that, and like it had been like a year, and nobody's responding about my invoices, and it's not even at that point it probably was the money, but like when something like that happens now, it's not even the money. It's like the disrespect of it. Like you're not even gonna respond back. Like you're playing with me. So I think I had been trying to get answers on this invoice. I saw Dave going into we were here in Miami going into some club in South Beach, and I remember it being it was a little funny because like they knew me back then. Like the all the bouncers, they let me in before Dave, and I remember that being like, okay, like I'm starting to get a little pull. But I asked him I said, hey, I've been trying to get in touch with somebody about my invoice, and he was smoking. And he kind of like just looked at me and exhaled like kind of in my face a little bit and just walked in. And I'm like, damn, yeah. I doubt he even remembers this, but like to me, and maybe it wasn't intended that way.
White on white crime.
To me, it was like
white on white crime right here.
To me, it was like disrespectful, you know what I mean? And so I had been hearing there was all the rumors about how Benzino was extorting him and all this stuff. And so we did this year-end issue that was supposed to be funny. We gave out all these awards, like, best whatever, but it was like all really sarcastic. And then I said, I don't even remember details, but best extortionist or something like that goes to Benzino.
Damn.
It was a little, it was a pretty, and I said in the article, like, full disclosure, I'm saying all this because they owe me money, they gotta, whatever. So I wrote this thing, and the funny thing is, like, when you would write something in the magazine, by the time it actually prints and hits the streets, it's like 2 months later, you know what I mean? So
you don't even feel the same sentiment by the time it comes out. Okay.
We had an office out here in Miami by the Venetian with Teach, and I think I had put some magazines out or whatever. Whenever it reached Miami, I get a call from Dave at it was like 11 o'clock at night or whatever. A random number pops up, and Dave is like cussing me out. Hangs up after like 9 seconds.
Is it a white cuss out? Or do y'all cuss people out differently? Or it's like, cause we use a lot of pussy ass motherfucker. Like you shit like that. Do y'all like white lyric? I'm sorry, I'm just asking.
I wish I'm very curious. All this stuff back then because I really don't. A lot of this stuff it's been so long.
It's all blurred.
Y'all want to get Dave on the phone.
I remember. Well, see, Dave called me real quick. But then Benzino called. Benzino cussed me out for an hour and a half. I'm talking about
I'm gonna be honest. I know Benzino very well.
Benzino.
In my mind,
I'm gonna throw a camera in your face.
Did he call you?
He called me fat. Okay, I was like 100 pounds. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Did he call you a slut monkey?
This is what happened. Okay, he cussed me out for an hour and a half.
That's his famous word. If he call you a slut monkey,
yes. There's an audio.
Is there a slut monkey in there?
No, you know what's so crazy? But he called me and he cussed me out for like a good 90 minutes. Like it was on speakerphone. I had a roommate back then. He was going off.
You had a roommate?
I had a roommate. Yeah, I was.
Was a roommate?
I was like a 20-year-old kid. You know what I mean? But my roommate is like, who the fuck is this? So after we hung up, I was telling somebody about it. I think a DJ, it might have been DJ Quest in Fort Lauderdale or Fort Myers.
Yeah.
Was it Quest? I can't even remember. A DJ was like, I was telling him about it on Instant. You remember AOL Instant Messenger?
Yeah,
I was like, you won't believe what just happened. Benzino just cussed me. He said, man, I wish you had the audio. I would put it on my mixtape. So I go to the office like 2 days later, and he had called the office voicemail before he got my cell phone number and left this message calling you like slut. No, but you know what's crazy too? I went to. So I sent it to Tony Neal, who's 4 DJs. Tony sent it to all the DJs. Like Funkmaster Flex played it, I think. I think it was Funkmaster Flex. Like,
this shit became a hit record.
It was out. It's still on the internet somewhere. But I went to I think it was Sweden or Denmark with Trey Songz, and I went up to the DJ booth and gave the DJ like a copy of the magazine, and he goes, he didn't even speak English. He goes, slut monkey, slut monkey. To this day, like if I hear that audio, I just start dying laughing. Like I thought.
So you was viral before viral. Let's make some noise for that.
Message marked urgent. Hey JB, or whoever fucking phone is this of Ozone Magazine. This is Benzino. My number's 917. If I gotta read another negative shit about my magazine or me and your magazine, when I see you, I'm gonna spit in your fucking face. Alright, you stupid fucking bitch. Alright, 917-5 you fucking slut monkey. If I read one more thing in your magazine, I'm gonna come see you, JB. You stupid bitch. You fucking cracker bitch. End of message. To replay this message, press 1. To next.
Well, one of the best encounters with you and Master P was, because you have the ultimate pass, right? It's not like you're in hip hop right now. You're in hip hop, but you're with one of the most respected. Where's the book at? Let me hold that in my hand while I say that. You're with one of the most respected men in hip hop. Is it easier for you now navigating as a person that's the homie, or what? Or it's not? Or it's the same?
Easier navigating as far as having the esteemed J Prince co-sign?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes a difference.
Master P would have whooped her ass.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Master P. I looked at his.
No, P wouldn't fight a woman.
No, he wouldn't fight a woman. But I can see
the same respect.
I can see his anger, like, because I think he didn't want to be checked. Like, he's at a level where you don't get checked no more. Like, it's a certain OG status, and then Once you hit that status, I haven't reached it yet.
Well, I felt like what he said, like, attacked my journalistic integrity. Like, I don't just put information out. Like, I don't just take a random rumor and just put it out there. Like, I'm not gonna say something if it's not factual or haven't done the research. So.
No, but I understand where he's coming from because you was talking about Pimp C, correct? Pimp C, as we all know, has been passed away. It is this.
I respect that he didn't want to speak.
Infamous story of an altercation between Master P and Pimp C. I asked him on our show as well. He avoided the question as well, which to me, in the era of clout, is honorable.
P avoided the question.
Huh?
You say P avoided the question?
He didn't want to, because you know why? To me, that's honorable. Because had the man been alive,
right, speak on someone that's passed,
and Pimp C was the type of person to be alive and talking shit.
Right.
So
are you gonna tell us what really happened?
Pardon?
Are you gonna tell us what really happened? I know you know the whole story.
Look at Julie, boy.
Let's go, goddamn.
She's a journalist. Come on, go, Julie.
Pour you some loyalty, baby. Pour you some of your own shit. Let you know how good your shit is. Go ahead,
we might get to the bottom of this here.
What you want to know?
What really happened? You know, I've heard a lot of different things.
Well,
because Master P was your boy and Pimp was your boy.
Yeah, two loved ones, right? It's a situation that you kind of hate to choose a side. I tell them all the time, don't make me choose a side. I don't want to go left or right? And P, the scouting gentleman that he is, didn't put me in that position, and we worked it out.
Okay.
So there we have it.
That's the story? All right. We'll take it.
I understood. Maybe the viewers, man. I understood.
You know what I mean? I mean, you know, P, I love P, I love C. And, you know, turbulence happened, and I was able to smooth shit out.
And they actually worked it out, correct?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. That's the beauty of any controversy and shit like that, being able the ending being a beautiful story. That's what happened. You know what I mean? All that shit that in between there wasn't really important. You know, at the end of the day, they respected protocol and shit. When C died, he didn't have no issues with P. P didn't have no issue with C.
Right.
So for any of us to take a position where it was problems, it's not relevant.
And me being a journalist, I understand where you're coming from now. Me being media now, I understand where you're coming from, because sometimes you have to bring up tough situations because it's for the viewers. The viewers be like, why you didn't ask that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I interviewed Nas, I didn't ask about Jay-Z, and everyone chastised me for that. It was like, why? I'm like, I feel like the Jay-Z question has been answered already. You know what I'm saying? So I understand both sides.
So here's the other piece that go along with
Let's take the other piece, goddammit.
I got a call from P, right? From C. C decided to embrace us, meaning rap a lot. You know what I mean?
You talking about C Murder?
No, Pimp C.
Pimp C, okay.
Yeah. And once that
after
took
the incidents
place,
with Master P?
Yeah, after different shit, you know what I mean? The turbulence took place. You know, he let me know. I had a meeting with him, right? You know, he let me know that, okay, we together. So therefore, we together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I have to move accordingly to us being together. And I explained that to the homie. Okay, we together. You know what I mean? So after that.
So that's why I respect Master P for not talking about it. Because we live in an era of clout.
Hey, P good nigga, man.
Right. Like, if you talk about it, it's gonna be viewed or whatever, but he's opting out.
There's nothing weak about P.
Because Pimp C is revered as like one of these, and this is probably maybe one of his one lost. Like, you know, he slipped up. Maybe his one loss.
I don't consider it a loss.
Or maybe it's, I don't know.
I wouldn't call it a loss. It's just he played the hand he was dealt.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, some shit was being said that he had to deal with.
Right.
Sometimes it happens, right? And you have to like deal with shit. And then you have to undeal with the shit you was dealing with when the hand is different. So, I mean, y'all get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Absolutely. We get it.
We get it.
I mean,
make some noise.
It's a beautiful picture.
So, with everything, J Prince, you've been boxing game. You in a fucking what's this called? Author.
An author.
CEO. What the? Islander owner.
I'm just a ghetto
owner. I'm making shit up. Islander owner. Islander plays Prince. What the fuck next can you do? What can you do to? This is you started. You said something in the interview. You said, "Yo, you dreamed of these cars that you wanted to have, and you bought them."
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You dreamed of an island, and what the fuck is next?
What can your dreams be like now? Like, do you still have goals, or you achieved them all?
Well, I think I achieved all my material goals.
You could be president, you know?
No, I don't want no president shit.
I vote for you president of Houston, though. I swear to God. I'll go buy property. I'll go buy property.
Governor of Texas, at least.
That's what I meant. Governor of Texas. I'll buy property just to come over there and vote for you. I swear to God.
Already got his own islands.
I know, but I want them in Texas, though.
Some shit you can conquer without a vote. You know what I mean? You can just like prove what it is, and you be embraced and loved for what it is, right? So I mean, my dream moving forward is I just want tranquility and peace. I don't have nothing to prove. I ain't offering that shit, right? I'm just
giving rappers they
like me and Youngboy, for example.
Yeah, Youngboy. Let's touch on that.
You know what I mean? Like the homie, like he called me, right?
Recently?
I mean, he called me when that shit heated up, right? And it was like somewhat of a misunderstanding, you know, because I talked to his brother and he said that, you know, he hadn't heard what his brother said, and you know, Youngboy, being a young boy, you know what I mean, he reached out to me, and you know, we was able to communicate, and you know, he said what he had to say, I said what I had to say.
On the internet, because I think his discrepancy with you was that you showed his jury on the internet. Not on, you got a piece of rice there. I thought that was gold. That's how much I believe in you, brother. I didn't even know it was a mistake. I thought it was gold.
Y'all need to plug the lamb people. I don't know who made this lamb.
So I think his discrepancy was, I think he wanted you to call him direct.
Yeah, he, you know, just like young boys do. You know what I mean? A lot of times they have a concept of how things should be when in reality they don't have to be that way, right?
Right.
But you know, at the end of the day, I respect them for reaching out to me. You know what I mean? And as I said, moving forward, you know, I don't have to be his friend and I don't want to be his enemy. You know what I mean? And I wish him the best, because the foundation that he stand on, I helped lay. So, you know, he have to catch up to that. But I love the dude and I wish him the best.
Right. Is it ironic that his girlfriend is Floyd Mayweather's daughter? Sorry.
Damn.
No, I'm just being honest. Like,
damn. You're just being honest. No, I'm being honest.
Evidently, something caught his eye special, where that was concerned. So, you know, I mean, you know, shit happens and people are attracted to different things, you know. I have a homeboy.
But you're kind of affiliated to both sides.
Yeah.
Like,
but I have a homeboy like 90-some pounds and he love a big woman.
God damn.
And he don't want nothing but a big woman.
But I'm into this.
Yeah, now what I'm saying is anything other than a big woman is an insult to him. He don't want nothing but a big 200, 300-pound woman.
Pick up my nigga Sonny D. When I first met Sonny D, man, pick up the Sonny D, man.
That's what's fine.
He got a different thing that's fine.
He like, listen, this is right there. Where your hand, Sonny D?
He like senior citizen. He like senior citizen.
Let me tell you something. When I first met him, all he wanted is tubes. He don't want anything above a 3.
But that's legal though. You know, whatever Sonny D like is what Sonny D like.
Goddamn,
you know what I mean? Whatever y'all like is what y'all like, and that's what make the world go round.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
This nigga just solidified Sonny D. Oh my God. Co-sign from J. Prince. I'm not talking to you for a week.
Your seniors are all right with him, man.
And that's my wife right there walking through. My wife just opened a juice bar. My wife got a juice bar coming out.
She hit the lottery.
Yeah, juice bar, goddamn. She did hit the lottery. Goddamn it, J. Prince hit the lottery. Goddamn.
But he hit the lottery too.
And I hit the lottery. Goddamn. And I hit the lottery. Goddamn. I ain't gonna lie. So, man, I ain't gonna lie. Moly guacamole. Damn, we ain't dropping guns. It did sound gunnish. So, have you ever been taken back from your reputation? Because I'm gonna be honest, like I said earlier, I'm gonna reiterate this. Every time I ever seen you anywhere, you always show love, but your reputation super succeeds yourself. Like people be like, man, J. Prince. Like, I think when I Googled and I went on certain sites, they said, why is everybody scared of J. Prince? Yeah. Like that was an actual headline. You ever get mad at that?
Yeah, I don't like that. You know what I mean? I don't try to walk around big. I'm a little dude. You know what I mean? So I don't have no little dude complex.
No Napoleon shit going on.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's take a shot at loyalty. Goddamn.
Loyalty.
This is loyalty. Goddamn it.
Loyalty. Come on, Julie. Loyalty.
You Cuban guys and pit bull, man. They got it.
This Dominican stuff, bro.
So I don't that shit mean nothing to me, right? Like my OG is Larry Hoover.
Woo. I got that in my notes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I love Larry Hoover.
Let me ask you, before you continue that, when Rick Ross made that record, I feel like, Larry Hoover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that disrespect?
You know, I don't consider disrespect, but
I don't think it was disrespect. I think it was to big Larry Hoover.
Yeah, I mean, I know Rick Ross. That's the homie, right? And
but why did people take that as disrespect? I don't understand that.
You know, once again, the elevator. You know what I mean?
Certain people can't go.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And sometimes you have to really deal with it. And I did. You know, I let Ross tell that story. But, you know, Ross is that's the homie, and that's smooth going forward. But
this is a lot.
I want to be careful. What was the misunderstanding, to your knowledge?
Well, you know,
even using the big homie name.
You know, I don't want to get into people's mind, right?
Cool.
And I could say a lot of things, but you know, what's important is, you know, I was able to speak up where the homie was concerned, Rick Ross.
Right.
And I know he had
I don't think he had any malice in his heart.
Dirty shit in his heart.
Yeah.
So as you can see, we moving forward, and but that's my OG. I love that man,
Larry Hoover.
Yeah.
God
you know what I mean? It's so much deeper than Ross.
Now you being from Texas, he being from Chicago.
How did that happen? Let me explain that.
Okay. Let me shut up.
Chicago is the first city to embrace rap a lot. Before the South, Chicago embraced rap a lot. Yeah.
Let's slow down.
Matter of fact, the whole Midwest.
Get the fuck
Chicago,
out of here.
Detroit, Cleveland, Ohio, they embraced me before anybody else.
I wasn't ready for that answer.
I've heard him say it before.
Yeah. No, I've never heard that.
So I never forget that. You don't forget the bridges you cross.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they embraced me, and they embraced us because they could relate to us more so than anybody.
To Geto Boys, your vision from the beginning, correct?
Yeah, and it led me to meeting with Larry Hoover.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I had the opportunity to sit with this man like we sit together. And I had the opportunity to tap into his thinking ability and think into who he really is. You know what I mean? We walked the yard, and had conversations. And those were special conversations to me, which led to he and I speaking on the intro.
So you say walk the yard. When you say walk the yard, y'all was in the pen together.
Yeah, we in the jail. He had on alligator boots and you know what I mean? He was dressed better than me and I was visiting him.
Damn. That's $1,700 shoes, right? Yeah. That's $1,700. So Larry who was in the pen was $1,700. Wait a minute. I did not hear what you just said. You said you walked the yard.
Yeah, we walked and talked.
Okay, hold on.
What kind of visitation
I was in the jail. Listen, so wait a minute.
You have a picture here?
Yeah, I got a picture of the book.
Holy moly.
But we had opportunity to walk and talk and spit real game.
Wow.
At the time, now I had that thing on my arm because that's how they set him up with a bug and a wristband to charge him with all the charges that they charged him with, right?
We're going to show this on REVOLT right now, too.
That's that visit.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does he have on a Gucci sweater?
Well, I just said that.
He did.
You know what I mean? He had good taste.
In the can?
In the
I was like, yo.
It's just the way that was.
Wow.
Right? So, what was important though was the conversation we had and the brilliance that he possessed, which ultimately led to, the intro that I done on the Geto Boys album that the feds and the state officials threatened me to not put out, right? They're like, you put this out, this is what's coming, this is what's coming, this is what's coming. And at the end of the day, I'm like, fuck all that's coming, is going out. You know what I mean? And the message that he delivered is relevant today about gangsters go to the polls. You know what I mean? He spit like real science. This was over 20 years ago. But he spent science that's relevant today because the truth stands forever. The lie have to keep changing, right? The truth don't never change. It stands the test of time. So he was spitting the truth even way back then and it's relevant right now.
Yeah, like you need a podcast.
Yeah, that's what causes them to...
Julia Beverly need a podcast.
Producing it.
I'm already producing this in my mind right now. I got 5 episodes done. Go ahead, continue.
But that's what causes them to fear who he is. But he's really like a prophet. You know what I mean? He really possessed those qualities to lead us today. And I'm
gonna say something.
He be out soon.
I hope so. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something that I say a lot. I don't think anybody ever paid attention to me. But I've been to Chicago in those days. My Spanish family is from Chicago.
Yeah.
I appreciate it more when OGs had control of it, as opposed to now, where like I used to go to see my brother. The Latin Kings would be on top of the motherfucking, because this is my Spanish family.
Yeah.
So the Latin Kings would be on top of the fucking roof like this. That'll take me coming through so serious. And that's when all the OGs was now.
No structure.
It's no structure.
Anything goes.
So am I bugging? That's when Chicago got loose. Is when they took Larry Hoover's away. They took. It's
been proven. It's showing itself.
What's my man's name? From Chicago.
Jeff Ford.
Jeff Ford. That was the dude that. I seen a documentary on him, and my man Cato, the Spanish dude. Like when they took away the leaders, and I think police actually recognized that. I think police knew that once they took the leaders of these organizations away. That's this young dude attitude that we're dealing with right now. Like fuck everybody else. Because we dealt with that, but we had OGs that would give us consequences. Now they don't have OGs. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Or?
No, 100%. Now it's about the IG over the OG. You know what I mean? But the OG...
Let's put that on the graphic right there.
It's already.
Yeah. The OG is dominant. And Larry Hoover is relevant today. And you know what I mean? When he come in, you know, we all ride with him.
You saying he coming home soon?
Coming home.
Let's make some noise for Larry You ever get scared of the connections you got? Because just think about it. Like, there's not a lot of people who ever say they spoke to Larry Hoover and walked around jail with him with gators.
Yeah, no.
You're one of one.
You have to like understand fear. Fear is something that's not of God. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you can't embrace fear. And
you said fear is what?
Is not of God.
That's not of God.
No.
So you being feared is the devil.
Yeah, that's some dark shit.
You scared? That's fucking shit.
That's some other shit. You submitting to something that's less than.
So where is Jimmy Hoffa buried?
Who is he?
Where is Tupac? What is Tupac?
Nah, this is so enlightening, man. Let me take a little shot of motherfucking loyalty. Take a shot of loyalty.
Let's go. I'm gonna
take loyalty and Mama Wanna. I don't think I can go both at the same time. I don't know if you take some loyalty, man. Mix it in with the red. It's okay. It's okay, man. That is called neutral.
It's legal.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a neutral. That's a neutral.
When you mix red with the white, it's called neutral. God damn it. Man, let me tell you something, Jay Prince. And this is crazy. I also want to big up your son too, because we spoke about him, but I didn't big him up, and I want to make sure I do big him up.
Yeah.
Always a respectful dude. Always, every time I see him, always, what's up?
Yeah.
But not only that, every time I do an episode, I go to Twitter, because Twitter's my most negative shit ever.
Like that.
Like I got all my other shit, so I go to Twitter because I want to get that out the way real fast. Like let's get the negativity out.
Yeah.
And I say, yo, y'all got any questions for Jay Prince? And here's to respect to your son.
Yeah.
12 people. I got 100 messages. 12 people. This is within 12 to 20 minutes. 12 people said, is he basing his thing on his pops? And I said, oh, these youngins, they don't know I'm talking about the pops. But that let me know your son is laying down motherfucking ground.
No, he come out of my nut bag.
That let me know. No disrespect to the lady. No problem. This is true.
That's about him.
But that gotta feel good though. That gotta feel good.
I'm proud of all of them.
That he's not only continuing a legacy, he continuing with respect.
Yeah.
I think, and I apologize for going back. I think that was the most problem that I had when I heard the Birdman that didn't pay or the discrepancies was I see the character of your son.
Yeah.
He's a version of you. He deserves respect.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand where the disconnect was. Did you understand where the disconnect was or no? I'm gonna take a shot. We just shot that. You can't put that down. No, you got it. No, that was right there. You mixed it. Yeah, come on. Let's go. I'll do both. I'll do it. Come on, water. Yeah, come on.
Y'all know I don't really drink.
I know. We drinking your shit. Come on, let's do it.
That's legal. So, yeah. Speaking of the homie, right?
With the homie, yeah, because
once again. He found himself in a situation where, and I understand all that happened, but like I'm from the school where everybody don't go, right? And I feel like whatever you done, all that came before me, I don't go. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna react the same. I'm gonna do different shit, right? But along the journey, I understood that what had happened. You know, I grew to understand what had happened. And with that advance that they had took, they found themselves in bondage. They would never want to, like, you know what I mean? It's not no shit that Cash Money would want to admit, but I'm sure he don't mind hearing the truth. You know, when you take such a large amount and motherfuckers want their money back, right? I loan you some paper. I want my paper.
Right.
You know what I mean? Definitely we got an agreement and I'm in control of it.
Right.
Then I'm going to grab my paper before you get anything.
And his son had an agreement or no?
Most definitely.
It was a handshake.
A solid agreement.
Okay.
Because I understand the business.
And you taught him that?
Yeah.
Gotta talk to my son tonight. God damn it. But I ain't telling him none of this shit. I'm talking to my son tonight. We're waking up 2 o'clock. I'm listening. We signing people. Okay, I'm sorry.
By the same token, I wasn't aware of, you know what I mean, all that recouping action, right?
That's it.
So to me, that was a pause. That was a pause, and once again, we got it straight. You know what I mean? The best way we could get it straight.
God damn it, you're gonna eat for the rest of your life. God damn it.
But you know what though? That shit, you know, that was an interesting. I ain't even told this story, but my son had, you know, of course, brought Drake to the table, and certain people tried to cut him out the picture. Imagine that. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's management.
Y'all gonna go and chop this whole cake up, and he not included, right? And I had to make some calls, you know, first to the homie G.
When you say he's not included, you talking about Drake or you talking about your son?
I'm talking about my son.
Wow.
Not included, you know what I mean? Almost like, okay, we're gonna just chunk you a little something for bringing it. So I had to change that shit around too.
Oh, so all right, let me get this straight. I mean, I want to bring Mr. come out the door too. Listen, so let me get this straight. So they not only agreed, but what they said was, we're just gonna piece you off for what's it called? Discovery?
Like a finder's fee.
Finder's fee. They try to get him a finder's fee, not I'm in for the rest of my life.
Exactly. Damn. And that wasn't cash money, that was some other people.
Wow.
But I got that shit straight. Like, we ain't no finder fee niggas, right?
This is a fee.
Can't wait to clap.
We like really in this shit. That was the first like challenge. Then we got that straight, and then, you know, hey, you know, I can't complain about none of that shit because ultimately it was a blessing.
It's a blessing.
You know what I mean? It turned out that way in the end. You know how shit is. It be challenges along the journey, and this depends on what you do to cause your destination to be what it is. And I made that shit be really profitable.
That doesn't make things awkward for like Drake though? Does he have any say in that conversation?
Drake is on his side.
No, I understand, but I'm saying
he's Drake lawyer, and for an easier way to put it. But here's my question, and I want to bring Mr. Commodore out of that. How awkward is your relationship with Birdman now after that? Is it awkward, or is it just like, it is what it is, homie?
Well, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
I ain't had a conversation. See, it's deeper than just Birdman, Slim.
Okay.
As well. You know what I mean? Both of them like 50-50 with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't Birdman 75, Slim 20. They 50-50. Because I understand what happened from the root. You know what I mean? So I'm all right with them. Right. You know what I mean? They ain't my enemies, and you know I still consider them distant family. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is like, if I'm put in a situation where I have to ride with them, I choose to ride with them. You know what I mean? Because the good outweigh the bad. Yeah. That's the way I feel about the shit.
So if Cash Money and them said, we riding on Pusha T right now. You riding?
I'm with him.
God damn. We love Pusha T. We love Cash Money. I'm glad they left it alone. I'm glad that beat was squashed. I'm glad that beat was squashed. We're going to take a short bathroom break. Do you want a bathroom break? You don't drink at all? I don't understand.
She may need a drink tonight.
You don't want a glass of motherfucking loyalty? You don't want a glass of loyalty?
You know what? I've never drank, and I just...
You never drank? No, I don't want to be the first person. No, I don't want to be the first person.
There's no reason, though. I just never
I don't want to be the first person.
I'm too old to start drinking now.
Don't start drinking.
No. Are you loyal?
You know, the only time Angela Yee tried to spike my drink on my birthday. She put some vodka in my Red Bull on my birthday.
She put vodka in your Red Bull? Sounds like Angela Yee.
Are you loyal?
Yes, you're loyal. You need to take a shot of loyalty.
That's the end of it.
Nah, she don't need to take a shot.
This Chris Brown song, these girls ain't loyal. You gotta make sure. Mr. Cabana, you know about Jay Prince?
Yes, I heard about it. I mean,
how scared are you right now?
I don't want to say too much. I'm like, why did y'all bring me to the table right now? Like, this is a serious interview.
Nah. You know. Listen, man. Nah, this the big homie for real. Mr. Commodore Boy, Nas just shouted you out.
Yeah.
We're gonna play that footage too right now. Like I don't know why I looked at you like They're trying to hate on your shine.
How do you unwind after touring? But I do read, watch YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. Like My House is Dirty, that's funny as fuck. The Frank Marco and Mr. Commodore. I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of, I want to see Henry Kissinger. I want to know what he was talking about.
Nas just shouted you out.
Definitely did.
How was that?
Oh, that was big. That was big right there.
That was big?
QB, yeah, that was big
QB.
right there.
You didn't think he watching your videos?
I knew he's following me, but I didn't know,
He following you?
Yeah,
You a real nigga. That's the crazy shit right now, Jay Prince. If a nigga follow you, like that's your support.
So we have to unfollow a bunch of people.
No, because we know Nas don't laugh at everything. We know where he come from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's hard probably to make you laugh at certain people. We don't think everything's funny.
You know what? He laughed this whole interview. You know? Yeah.
You might have to do it.
But not every
real people laugh. Let me just tell you something.
Yeah.
If a person is too serious 24/7, there's something about him.
Right.
Like, because real gangsters laugh. I noticed that. Like real gangsters laugh, they party, they have fun, they open doors for ladies. The guy that's that guy's not. You know, I'm not. I mean, there's some guys that act like that, and there's that. But for the most part, real people are respectful. Like I come from an era, and I don't know if Jay could co-sign this, but I come from an era when a lady, I think Buster said this the other day, when a lady walked through the projects, we used to carry her bags. Right. We used to stop selling drugs.
Yeah. No, it's all right. It's all right. It's legal to respect women.
Absolutely.
God damn it.
I wouldn't have it no other.
God damn it.
What the fuck is it illegal?
So I know we spoke on it earlier. The Meg Thee Stallion shit, how do you actually feel about that? Like,
well, you know, that's a progress that's in the work, right? And it's in a place right now where I can see the end happening properly where I want. You know what I mean? From where it started. 1501, the homie
Carl Crawford
really took the risk and grind real hard to
put up his own money,
to build her where she is today. You know what I mean? And on the other side, I understand her reaching out to Jay-Z and, you know, all the people to...
Would you like some Ace of Spades? You want to try some Ace of Spades?
No, I'm a loyalty nigga.
Okay, I'm loyalty.
Loyalty to his loyalty.
You know what I mean? Get on with it. You ain't got no money. Take a shot.
Get some loyalty.
Show the homie some love.
Yeah.
But like I understand her position with what happened, and you know, me and the homie had the opportunity to sit across the table from one another like we are right now. And he's a scout, and I'm a gentleman.
Talking about Paul Crawford.
I'm talking about Jay-Z.
Okay.
Like he's a scout, I'm a gentleman, right? And he and I, you know what I mean? We saw eye to eye with that situation, in spite of, you know, all the workers, you know, putting out different shit, that false shit, you know what I mean? Me and the homie was able to sit at a table and be like-minded.
It's beautiful, man.
So I'm expecting the end to be beautiful.
I think the end is going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
I think the end is going to be beautiful because the reason why is because, damn, you took your shot very fast. Hold on, let's take another one. God damn it, Jay. You're getting with the program now. Let's go. Hold on. I'm taking a shot of loyalty. God damn it,
Anybody want Mama Wine?
Hey, man. We're going to get all the answers in this interview.
Julia, tell us what...
Let me think of something that I want to ask Jay.
No. I ain't gonna lie.
You don't drink home?
Yeah, I do. Here, take another shot of that. And then we're gonna pop some Ace too. I gotta put you on some Ace. And yo,
Nas riding with you. Nas a good nigga. That's the homie too.
Yes, goddamn it, man. Everybody respect Jay Prince. Has there ever been a time where
the feds don't like me?
The feds? Oh, they don't like nobody. I ain't gonna lie, they came at me too. I don't want to talk about that.
You do like somebody like Rats.
Rats a better name.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I swear to God, my wife is right there. This is 1,000,000% story.
Yeah.
True story. I feel like taking off my fucking shoes.
Well, yeah.
I don't even think.
Illegal.
When I don't want to say his name because you didn't say his name. The rainbow head kid, right?
Yeah.
I seen Shotty, the actual dude that's supposed to be a street. That is the street guy for me.
Yeah.
We see each other in the airport, and the only thing I complained to him, I said, yo, why you let the little homie do certain things?
Yeah.
And he said, yo, we're wrong. And I swear to God, I said, you let him disrespect Jay Prince. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And he said, I didn't either.
Yeah.
Which let me know that Shotty was actually well aware of what was happening, but he didn't have control.
Got caught up in the mix.
He got caught up in it, because I swear to God, that's like, and you know, me and you know each other, but I showed you that respect from afar. Like I was like, I didn't like that.
But you know what
and he admitted it to me.
You know what that says to me, in spite of, and it's good that he may have admitted it, but what that says to me from a street perspective is he never was, you know, who he claimed to be. You know what I mean? And that's just the
meaning the other guy, the rapper.
No, meaning Shotty.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? He, like,
I think he was caught off, to tell you the truth, because how he admitted it to me, like when I said that, I said, yo, listen, out of everybody, like, the SMD thing, I said, that was the wrong, like, those is the homies, that they proved it. And he looked at me and said, yo, man, and he looked, that's why I do respect him. He put his head down, like, because I felt like he felt me.
No, I get that, but we on Drink Champ.
Yes, we on Drink Champ. Goddamn it, take a shot. Take a shot. This is that loyalty shot. Okay, so talk that shit, Jay, man.
So we ready. I'm gonna keep it real.
Please keep it real. I'm taking my shot of loyalty. Hold on and keep it real.
Like for him to ever embrace that and allow that to become what it became from him embracing that, you know, that just wasn't no thorough shit.
I respect
like
that.
I never would embrace that. That wasn't qualified.
Let me be devil's advocate. I don't think he embraced it. I think it happened already. And I think he just was like, I'm here. Like, and which is still kind of wrong because he could have corrected it. Because when I spoke to him, he immediately said, right, N.O.R.E. Because, you know, he coming up to me quoting Blood Money. He's quoting my lyrics for my shit, saying, yo, how much I look up to you. So I'm saying, all right, and I respect what you're doing now. The one thing I don't respect was the homie, and he admitted it right there to me. And this is the gangster of them. And he said, you know what, N.O.R.E., I should have corrected that.
That's being a man, right?
That's a man. To me, that's what I'm trying to say. I got to hold it down right now.
Yeah. He admitted it.
He admitted it in Newark Airport.
But also he embraced it. Ain't no like skating around that shit. He never could have became who he became without him embracing it. Now, he's not happy that he embraced it. And if he had another opportunity, he would do something different.
I believe so.
But he embraced that shit.
I believe so. I don't think he embraced it. Let me just be devil's advocate. I don't think he embraced it. I didn't think he went so far that, I mean, once it was done, and this is where I am agreeing with you. Once it was done, he should have said, yo, listen, bro, and calmed it down. And the fact that he didn't do it, that's his mistake. That's his mistake, because me personally, if my little man does something that I don't agree with, you know what I'm saying? But what happened is, I get it. Like, they were making money, they were doing, and they just kept rolling with the process. And all of them are now looking at the benefits. But I looked at that man, and that was my only complaint. And I'm not from the South. I'm not. Well, my respect for you. That was my only complaint to him. I didn't say anything about him disrespecting anybody from New York or anybody. I said, yo, that part right there, the homie never deserved that. The homie's family never deserved that. And he looked. I kid you not. I never told the story ever.
And I can see the love you have for him.
I'm talking about the love I have for you.
Well, if you have love for me, listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm listening. Goddammit.
He embraced it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, we agree to disagree.
We agree to disagree.
But listen to this then. Let me give you some insight. It's impossible for him to become who he became without him embracing it.
Okay, no. Okay.
Now, if you want to say he embraced it 95%, 85%, if you want to put a percentage on it.
No, okay, this is what I think. Now, I'm totally the outsider looking in. What I think happened was that was something that the dude did on his own, and then he's just like, damn, I gotta ride with it. Like, that's what I think. I could be wrong.
It don't work like that in real life.
Now, you know why, Jay Chris? Let me keep it real with you. Your house is so put together. This is real shit. Your house is so put together. You might look at another house and say, they're not put together because your shit is so together. Everyone's house is not together like that.
I agree with that, but still, right is
your
right
shit
and wrong is wrong.
And I agree with that. I agree with you.
It don't matter. You know what I mean?
But unfortunately, those lines have been blurred a lot lately.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Right is right, is wrong is wrong, true is true, false is false. You know what I mean? The universal law.
Tell it to the president.
You reap what you sow and you reap what you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like he could be forgiven.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's standing on, what he's standing on. He didn't turn into a rat.
Right.
So I understand, you know what I mean, the love you have for him, but by the same token, that snitch, that monster that dude grew into, he laid the foundation to help build that.
And did you know off top he was gonna become a snitch?
All the time.
Without hesitation.
You know what I mean? It was like, shit, I didn't have to think twice.
You saw that shipwreck a long time ago.
You know what I mean? Like you can see under a dress, right? You can see under a dress who got, you know what I mean, who hanging, who swinging, and who got the split. You know what I mean? I saw the split immediately.
I'm trying to understand that.
That was all.
Man,
how about you, Commodore? You from New York? We from New York. Did you see that coming?
I didn't see it, but at the same time, I feel it's basically they should have kept entertainment and business separate. I knew he was a good entertainer. He was entertaining great on the gram. He was great entertainment.
Yeah.
So I didn't know it was gonna go that far. When it went that far, I was like, oh, it's about to get bad. Because he's not ready to do none of that time. So
now you, Julia, you're a journalist. Have you ever seen this type of case?
I mean, I'm surprised that he's still being embraced by some people.
Absolutely.
But this is a new generation.
Man.
This generation ain't about our generation.
And it's an international generation.
And there's so many. Let me just say something.
Just like the president.
I apologize, but there's so many people. There's so many people that relate to other people fucking their baby moms. There's so many people to other people relating to, them setting them up and things like that. And I actually agree with that, but not when you say you were part of the street life. Once you say you're part of the street life, you agree. You agree to that. Because you fucking other niggas' baby moms too. So, I'm sorry. I don't think that was appropriate for you.
I just always saw him as a troll. Just anything for attention, anything to get people's attention.
The truth of the matter is, like, character is who you are when nobody's looking. That dude, he squat when he pee. He don't stand up like me. Like we stand up,
squat
right?
when you pee.
You know what I mean? He's a squatter.
Okay.
I'm just telling y'all the truth. The man is a squatter. We don't see him squatting, but the man is a squatter. He don't stand up like men and just let it hang and just let it flow. You know what I mean? He squat. So, you know what I mean? That's who he is in private.
I was so excited for this interview with you, man. And also thank Mr. Commodore and motherfucking Julia Beverly. But I can't lie. When I think about, so I thought about me, but then when I Googled and I seen everyone shares the same love for you as me. At least they say it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking honored, bro. Like, I'm really honored, bro. I'm really honored. I really love what you represent for your book.
Yeah.
And you're like a one of one, man. Like, you really are.
You know, the beauty about that book was, like a lot of people, you know, the book game is a different game, right? And it reminded me of when I came in the music industry. You know, they offered me 15% of my shit.
Of book sales?
Of your shit.
You know what I mean? Imagine that.
Of your story. Of your life story.
Live this long motherfucker, you know what I mean? And done this track record and laid out all this shit, and they like, 15%. And so the beauty of the ending of that story is, you know, we done it independently. You know what I mean? We put a good team together. Julie, you know what I mean, was right there, and we was able to kick ass, self-publish it. You know what I mean? And done 100,000 with no problem. And then all of those, just like in the music game, that didn't believe in the beginning, came back around. You know what I mean?
Let's take another shot.
So what kind of publishing deal do you guys have now?
Self-published.
Self-published?
Yeah, we put it out ourselves.
So y'all telling me
I'm saying, for future books, I'm sure, like you said, they came back around.
So y'all telling me we gotta set up the book label for hip-hop? Charlamagne and Kevin Hart just got some shit.
That's not a bad idea.
They just announced some shit. Can y'all be the rap a lot of books?
Hey,
book a lot?
Because you know I'm writing a book.
Read a lot.
You know I'm writing a book. You know what my book is called? Reading is overrated. It's just pictures.
People will buy that.
It's not a paragraph in my shit.
Look over here.
Just look at my pictures, nigga. I'm a foul person. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have like 2 sentences, and it's gonna be like you gotta squint your eyes. How come the older you get, you gotta squint your eyes and listen?
A book agent told me that. He said it's all about the title. If you got a good title, people will buy it. Doesn't matter if it's any.
So reading is overrated?
They might buy it and never read it. They just buy it and not read it.
I don't think reading is overrated.
I'm sorry, this is just me to get the people to buy my book. That's it.
Like I read some shit changed my life.
What did change your life, sir?
This book called Think and Grow Rich.
Yo, I love that book.
Wait,
Napoleon Hill. The best ever in the whole series. Yo, that shit is so good.
What the fuck is that?
Now Think and Grow Rich, but the whole series, he has the whole series. That I bought that shit afterwards.
Yeah. So
I've never seen you this hype.
Nah, that shit is so real.
What are you doing? Wait,
what? The truth to do that.
The truth? What is it called? Thinking grows rich?
Write it down.
It's not, and it's real. It's not some dude's perspective. He studies successful people.
Yeah, real shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there you have it. That's what that shit'll do to you.
Okay, Think and Grows Rich.
Think and Grow Rich.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Commodore, that's great shit. That's great. I'm gonna write this shit. I never seen him. Like his gray hairs turn black. I never seen this shit. I spray paint. Do you spray paint? Is that Beijing? You got Beijing?
All of this shit.
You got Beijing or no?
Well, I don't fuck with Beijing.
He got J-Sheen.
You know, Kyle's our brother. Kyler came here.
All the rappers do.
Listen, I don't got it.
They're all my age, so something's going on.
I don't got it, man. I don't got Beijing. And obviously, neither do you.
Obviously.
You are against Beijing.
You look good the way
I'm white Gene.
You look...
You gotta bring out the salt.
White jeans.
Salt.
No, I started Salt and Pepper, and then I went Santa Claus.
Whatever you want to do, that's legal, man. That's legal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is dope. I love this, man. No, I ain't gonna lie. I learned so much. Are we popping another bottle of loyalty? Is that the way it's going down? I'm not gonna lie. Are you gonna pop? That's some Ace of Spades. I gave you some Ace of Spades.
This is my first time. First time I have Ace of Spades.
Yeah, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And then now time for some loyalty. Get another cup. Get another cup.
Lawyer shit to go on.
Get another cup, man.
It's time for some lawyer shit to go on.
I'm not gonna lie, man. You might be
changed in this world.
That's your shit, loyalty.
This is shit, man. Loyalty, man. Come on, man. You and wife, you gotta drink this every day.
Snitches think well, drink at your own risk.
Yeah, be drinking at your own risk. Because it's gonna make you talk some truth, goddamn. Where your cup at? You don't need a different cup. I'm so proud of my wife. She opened the juice bar.
Y'all gotta handle that.
So, Julia Beverly,
Yes.
what was your most awkward interview you ever did?
Oh wow.
Like No one smoked crack in front of you?
Damn, in an interview? Did somebody smoke crack in an interview?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Cocaine?
But definitely they smoke dirties because we in Florida.
I don't want to put anybody on blast.
Hey, man.
They smoking something.
You don't have to say no name.
We'll figure it out. Just describe the situation.
Just hum the song.
Boy, this shit's so good, I done dropped the whole goddamn bottle.
You should. You should.
Hey, you should. Your most awkward situation.
I thought I was going to get out of answering that question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
There was a DJ who kind of just.
Don't look at me, bro.
Okay.
There was a DJ that I went to interview. Well, I was going to interview him in the lobby at this hotel, and he said, "No, we'll do it in my room." I had just met him like 5 seconds early, or whatever. Yeah, so we get to the room and.
You said Harry what?
Like that's Harvey Weinstein style.
Yeah, no, he flipped the lights off and kind of went for the titty, and I was like, "What just happened?" So
you went for your
titty.
Yeah.
So when you and DJ Drama left, right?
Whoa! My God! That's a little foul, bro.
I'm fucking with DJ Drama.
Wait, that's a little foul.
No, me and Drama are good, but no.
I'm fucking with you. But DJ Drama,
it was an awkward interview. Yeah, the interview didn't happen, and he chased me down the room. Like, remember the room number. You're gonna be back. Here's the key.
What city was the DJ?
Wow, aggressive.
Can't go that far. Okay.
This was a throwback.
This was a Me Too moment.
Now y'all know Julia was always fine.
Yeah, that's right.
Mixture of Power Summit.
Julia be the innocent woman now.
Right.
It would be 200 guys and 5 females. So you'd be getting a lot of a literal sausage fest.
People like what they like.
Huh?
Sausage fest. You heard what she said. I did.
It was great for the females because you'd be feeling like a supermodel, like get a lot of attention.
That's fantastic.
That was the most awkward that I can think of. I'm sure there's been others.
And we don't know this DJ name, correct?
DJ.
Is he still DJing?
You say he's at Mix Show Power Summit.
Anyway, the weather down here, it's hot.
It's fucking fantastic. And we got fucking Jay Prince on fucking Drink Champs. How the fuck? I really, I don't want to keep reiterating myself, but I really want to thank you so much because you have one of the most interesting, most real stories in hip hop, and I patted myself over you because you don't have a bitch ass moment. You don't have a moment where, you know what, he folded right here or he did some shit right here. So me personally, I always look up to you like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I took losses in life, just not in hip hop. I ain't gonna lie, ain't no rap nigga in the world that can say they beat me in anything. I don't give a fuck. Ain't no CEO. I took losses.
Yeah.
Just not in hip hop.
Yeah, beautiful.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I've had it. Most of my shit. I don't want to say some of it. I want to give you more than that. Most of it is because if Jay Prince could do it, if he could last 30 years in hip hop, come on, tell Andre Elbrell's Ghost, relax. Because everybody calling this nigga. But I patted my shit after you because
it's Tupac.
It was something that Mike Geronimo said, right? That actually, we just had Mike Geronimo here.
Mike Geronimo,
great interview.
That actually bothered me. The only part that bothered me was he said, the more successful he got, the more that people try to take him away from his success. And my only rebuttal from that is,
did he say it like that? I thought he said take him away from his peoples.
Yeah, he pointed to Flush. And Flush had a record deal. But this is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, the more successful you come, the more rules you make.
Yeah.
And you gotta know that.
Or maybe you think you make.
No.
I don't know.
Bro, I went to Impact Convention with 3 buses. 80 Yondays.
Yeah.
Excuse me, 30 Yondays. I went to Impact Convention in Las Vegas, Reno, Nevada. You remember the Impact Conventions? And I remember they just swarmed us. And I said, the next event I ever have, I'm bringing my whole projects. Because I really can control my projects. A lot of rappers can't.
That's real.
And I brung them all out. So the further I got in life, I didn't follow rules. I made the fucking rules.
Beautiful.
God bless. So Mike G, that's my only thing. I love you, Mike G. That's my only thing I did. When he said the further he got, he said they tried to keep him away from his people. And I didn't catch it during the interview. But after I watched it back, I said, damn, bro. Yeah. Hopefully he knows that being rebellious is a part of our culture.
But what did he do though?
He said, no, this is what he said. He said the further that he got in life, the more that people wanted to take him away from his people. And I understood. That's true.
Yeah. But I don't think that's the way he said it though.
No, he did say
I think he was talking about money changing people. That's what he was really talking about.
Okay, that's a different part.
Okay.
But that's a different part. But at one point he looked at Flush and that's when he started to tear up.
Right.
And he said, yo, cause they wanted me not to hang with him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, bro, because I've never changed in 20 years in EFN. You could call me a piece of shit rap liar, you could whatever the fuck you want to say. But I've been the same guy since you met me.
Absolutely.
In fact, I might enforce more because it's like, fuck it. I love being around people. I don't have a house to this day because I love being in condos. I want to speak to Larry. I want to speak to Larry that goes downstairs to the gym and fills his bottle of water up with water from the fountain. Like, Larry, you know you rich? What the fuck are you going downstairs to the gym for? And I fuck with Larry. Like, Larry, come here, Larry. Like, that's who I am in life. I like to interact with people. So when I had what's that shit called? 8 acres? Yeah. I hated myself. I literally couldn't see people. I was like, that's not who I am.
Oh, you didn't like the land?
I didn't like the land. I didn't have all the shit you had though. You got
I got 1,000, but I love that shit.
I'll take an eye of that exam over the fucking car.
What I do though, here's the power of the land.
Okay,
like you can go and meditate and come up with creative shit and come back to the hood with a plan.
I'm not in the hood though. I'm sorry, Jay Prince. I don't know. I'm not in the hood, Jay Prince.
Larry's not in the hood.
No, I'm not in the hood.
It's a different Larry.
I'd come downstairs. I'd rather interact with other.
He's with Larry David.
All right,
but all that shit good, right?
All that shit good.
Here's what they tried to do to me, right? The HPD, Houston Police Department.
Goddamn.
Pulled me over and try to get me to disown the hood, right? Like, why don't you stop doing this? Why don't you all this sweet shit, right? And just go and live your life in luxury.
And
right?
Belize.
You know what I told them? I'd rather be dead. I said I'd rather be dead than disown my loved ones.
That's what Mike Geronimo would say?
You know
that's exactly what
That's what Geronimo Pratt would say. You know him?
Geronimo Pratt. Of course I know Geronimo Pratt.
Geronimo's got something in common.
My friend.
Oh, cool. Wait, you knew Geronimo Pratt?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You know what I mean? So that's one of my
Black Panther?
Yeah, Geronimo Pratt.
Okay, come on.
Right?
Come on with it. Come on with it.
So that's one of my OGs. And that's the way I feel about this shit when that
You telling me right now you got Larry Hoover number and Geronimo Pratt number. Goddamn, let's make some
dead now.
I know. But goddamn.
He thought Andre Harrell just called you. Listen.
No, I know.
Geronimo's solid.
I can't lie. I feel like everybody in the world knows you. Do you feel like everybody in the world uses you?
No, I don't allow myself to be used. I'm too sharp to be used.
Too sore?
Too sharp.
Sharp.
Yeah. So I don't allow weak shit to like fall on me and I react. I'd like distinguish it immediately. You know what I mean? I get that shit away from me. You know what I mean? But when it's solid, I ride.
Damn it, man. You got a shout out on loyalty? That's Ace of Spades?
This is
Loyalty
Loyalty right here.
Loyalty?
Right here.
All right, now you want some more Ace of Spades?
Ace of
Some more Ace of Spades too? Come on, goddammit. And then we go, this is the shot. This is a shot. We're doing shots of loyalty.
We doing champagne. We ain't doing
Champagne on champagne, goddammit. Now, is loyalty champagne?
Yeah. Loyalty champagne and wine.
This is champagne.
It's the brand. You got
It's wine pain.
multiple things under the
Wine
brand.
pain, goddammit. All right, come on. This is the shot. You got a shot?
You can't buy it.
All right. And with
You can take a water shot or an air shot.
Air shot.
all right, this is my shot. This is loyalty.
You can't buy loyalty and respect.
Now you can't.
Well, yeah. Kind of.
Now, Jay. You've actually accomplished everything. Why stay in this game? And not only stay in this game, but I could look at you and tell you still love this fucking game. Like, you love it. Like, why?
You know, I am who I am. You know what I mean? And I don't have to that's who I was created to be, right? So, once again, everybody got a chance and a choice every day. The choices they made determine your destination, right? My choices go real deep with the essence of what make me tick. You know what I mean? And that I stand on, that make me tick, that's that I'm willing to die for. And everybody, that's a choice. So that's what make me who I am. That's what make me move accordingly. It's what make me happy. You know what I mean? Bring me joy. So I wouldn't have it no other way.
So, goddamn, let's make noise for that. So, is an artist in distress? Like when an artist comes to you and say, "Man, I think my deal ain't good," or "Yo, I need help, big homie."
Yeah.
Is that something that you gravitate to because you know you can help them?
It's like you're a pseudo lawyer.
Yeah, because that's how I feel. I feel like you're the guy that people come to when their life is fucked up and you fix them.
Yeah, I mean you're
a fixer-upper. Fixer-upper. I'm sorry, I make up words. I'm sorry, man.
You know, we got to analyze shit where our people is concerned. You know, because the reality is, a lot of times we're at a disadvantage. I always say, you know, a motherfucker be on a Harley Davidson and we be in a pair of Nikes, and they be like, let's race, right? And you know they gonna win a motherfucking race on a Harley Davidson because generations of those people that taught them and gave them a head start in the game. This music industry shit, right? So we have to figure out a way to balance the scale. And one of my methods of balancing the scale was balancing it where my strength was concerned. And my strength was in a lot of motherfucking places, right? So you balance that shit, and you balance it with finesse. You know, you don't balance it sloppy. You balance it with finesse to make the scale be even because they got an edge. You know, when your great-grandfather, your grandfather then gave you game on how to fuck us, you know what I mean? Then that's an edge. So we have to have that same game and put it on the other side of the scale to balance that shit off.
That's why you got a book.
And then one can't complain.
That's why you got a book.
That's why you got a book.
Makes more than a motherfucking book, Now, this show was on Revolt TV. And when we got to Revolt TV, Puff was facing something called a discrimination lawsuit, right? Like he didn't have enough white people.
Yeah.
Did you ever face anything like that? Like where?
Oh, most definitely.
Get out of here.
Throughout my whole journey, you know what I mean, discrimination took place. And I salute Puff for knowing how to deal with that shit and bring on players that complement his movement. Right. You know what I mean? Because, you know, a lot of people submit. You know, Hoover said it best, right?
Let's talk about Hoover.
And this might be like a little vulgar or whatnot, but Hoover say, when they try to stick a dick in your ass and you move your ass, you're being rebellious. They call you rebellious, right? I've never heard this. It's on the Geto Boys. That's like the raw and uncut version. He said they try to put a dick in your ass and you move your ass, they say, oh, you a rebellious.
That's poetic.
Imagine that. You know what I mean? Imagine that. But that's like real shit, right? That's what's happening.
That's real shit.
That's more real than we.
For like homies like Puff, you and whatnot to stand up, you know, with Revolt or against Revolt, whatever the fuck it might be. You know what I mean? I like that kind of shit.
Goddamn. So, let's also make noise because he said it earlier. He said that Larry Hoover should be coming home, and I'm gonna be honest. This is me from the outside looking in, and now there's not a person in Chicago that don't know one of my black family members or one of my Puerto Rican family members. Absolutely. So I'm invested in Chicago. And I'm going to tell you something. Well, the feds might kill me for this. But when Larry Hoover was home, Chicago was peace. When the OGs was home, it was peace.
Structure.
There's something that happened with the police structure that fucked up Chicago because I had never seen Chicago this violent. I used to actually go to Chicago and just walk through every area. The one thing they told me is, yo, put your pants leg down. Because I had my pants leg up to the left. And they was like, yo, put your pants leg down.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah. And that's
I got offended.
That's by design, though. You know, it's by design to.
They took the OGs out, you say?
Yeah, to all our political prisoners, you know, of the past, to destroy them because they understood that we had a certain amount of respect for them and that they could be somewhat of some saviors.
Organizing figures as well.
You know what I mean? So it's no mistake.
Did you think that's the reason why, and you know, God bless me, you think the reason why Texas is not out of line like that is like because they have you as a structure? Like everyone has that ability to say, you know what, look what Jay did. Look, he came from here and he's here now. And you think that?
I know for a fact that's the way. So, you know, I'm relevant. I'm there. You know what I mean? I build community centers in my community. You know what I mean? So I'm not one of those guys that made it and say, fuck the place I made it from and abandon it. You know what I mean? That make a difference. Make a difference when you can walk those streets. Like a lot of people got more money than me, but they don't have the respect I have. You know what I mean?
They got more money than them.
And they don't have the loyalty that the homies have. So that means something to me. You know what I mean? A lot of times it may not mean something to the individual, but that shit is like meaningful to me. And it's important for us to not make it and abandon and not give back to the generation behind us. Then we turn around and ask for respect or criticize those that's coming behind us without blazing the trail or saying this is the way you go. You know what I mean? That shit is meaningful. And I believe Hoover is one of those people.
I'm not gonna lie, I never met Hoover, but in my mind I met Hoover. Yes. Because you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I went to Chicago. I went to this place called Sammy's in Capiti Green because I wanted, you know, I saw Good Times, bro. And I don't know if y'all ever saw Good Times. I'm 43. I'm like. Do
you know that line? Hanging from a.
What you say?
The hook.
Was I out of line? I was definitely out of line.
No, the hook to the intro of the show you saw, Good Times.
Oh, yeah, I don't even remember that.
Hanging from a
good time. So now at the time I'm with my Spanish family because I'm black and Puerto Rican. So I'm with my Spanish family, and I'm like, yo, who got the chicken right now? They just put their head down. Cause they just looking like, man, we gotta go to the black side. This is my Puerto Rican side. So they're looking like, we can't tell. N.O.R.E, no. So I'm like, so where's the chicken spot? They're like, yo, in Capiti Green. I'm hype. You mean JJ? That's where JJ is from. Well, you know, my Puerto Rican family at the time, they kind of like Warren, but I kind of got the pass because of who I am.
Right.
So I went to Sammy's, and I could just remember every black dude came out of they seen me and they came out, and then the police tried to come and search me because like I forget what kind of car I had.
Yeah.
So the police tried to come and search me, and I kid you not, everybody from the whole project said you could search everybody, but him.
Yeah.
And I said, Chicago is the gangster shit.
Dino.
And I didn't even ask for it because I was like, I'm clean. But they was like, nah, fuck that. And to the police, and I said, yo, Chicago is a different place.
That's right.
And you know, that was the last place Al Capone was still operating. I don't want to get into that too much. But there's still places I go rent an Airbnb. They're like, no, this is Capone house. I'm like, what? And they were like, yo, this back entrance.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, Capone, I don't know about him, but Hoover had structure.
Hoover is,
you know what I mean?
He's blood Capone.
And
Black
structure,
Capone.
you know what I mean? We would do shows 25,000, 20, 15,000, you know what I mean?
Wow.
We show up with no problem. We structure.
And you knew Hoover when he was out, or you knew him just in jail?
Well, I didn't know him I'm not old enough to know him when he was out.
Okay, cool.
But I met him there, and a wise man, you know what I mean? A man that can make a difference for all of us today.
Do you watch The Chi?
The Chi?
The Chi.
No, I never saw that.
Never saw The Chi?
Nah.
Because there's a character in The Chi where this nigga Cell is by himself. Dudes come and see him, bring him a briefcase full of money, bring him a chick.
Yeah.
And the dude, you know, obviously you don't understand what happens after that. But every time I watch this character, I swear this is Larry. And it's The Chi. It's called The Chi.
So like this some real life shit, right? Like one of the homies by the name of Crusher, friend of mine, just got home from prison, federal prison. Came home on the First Step Act. You know, of course, Trump was the one that released these guys on the First Step Act.
Are we bigging Trump up? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is, it is.
Okay.
He done what he done, right? So this is a brother that then came home that's feeding the homeless, that's like on a positive motherfucking journey of doing good deeds in the community. He wouldn't have that opportunity if it wasn't for the First Step Act. If it wasn't for, you know, I hate to say Trump done the shit, but he done the shit. You know what I mean? You have to like, whatever it is, it have to be what it is. And Julie, you don't like that, but that's okay. Don't worry about it, right? Because the Democrats could have started this shit. She's moving. I don't know who started it, but I know, you know, who pushed the button on the shit to happen. But here's like the real moral of the story. The brother is here and making moves opposite from the moves that he made years ago. He have a second chance, and he's capitalizing and being an asset to the community.
So was the brother who just came home?
Yeah, so I view that as an asset, right? So when I hear, you know, anybody, whether it be Democrats or Republicans, saying that these brothers don't deserve another chance at life, you know what I mean? Almost like
last shot of loyalty.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they want to just stomp their neck till they die. Then
like
you know,
I gotta ask you this.
Yeah, I don't respect that shit.
Biden.
Trump. It's coming out after the fact.
I opened the door for that, right?
I gotta ask.
But let me answer that. You know what I mean? Because this is important, right? I'm a Republican. You know what I mean?
That actually makes sense. That makes sense.
Let me say that. Whatever you want that to mean, right?
That's a Republican Democrat.
The Republican. Yeah, and what that means to me, you know what I mean, is the motherfucker that's on the right side.
Yeah. Whoever the fuck is.
You know what I mean? So whoever on the right side of the track, well,
Well, my homies that's in bondage, locked up, forgot about, you know what I mean? They don't give a fuck about and giving them all that extra too much time. Whoever have a heart for them, I may ride with them. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take the mic out. I'll ride with them.
I think we got his answer.
Shit.
Who is that gonna be?
We don't know.
Let me see.
No, I think he kind of said it.
What?
The First Step Act builds on what Obama started. I had to Google and make sure.
Okay, but
Wait, what did you say?
Obama initially put some guidelines in place that the First Step Act build upon. So.
You say you're Obama? What?
No, she wanted the reference the act that let people out of prison.
Obama started it, she's saying, and
he started.
Trump finished it.
With Kim Kardashian.
And Kim Kardashian pushed it on Trump.
Well, that's the reason why you didn't let that diss record come out.
You know, I'm just a Republican. I mean, whoever with my people, I'm shit. Saddle up.
Saddle up. Goddamn.
Loyalty.
Absolutely.
Fuck Donald Trump.
I'll drink to that. Fuck it, I ain't with him.
It's so great. It's so great. You hear white people say that. It's so. I'm not saying like your end all be all that you're white, but it's great because. Did you see the Dave Chappelle skit where Dave Chappelle was like, "Why are these guys voting for Donald Trump?"
I think so. Yeah.
But it's so great. I feel better about life.
I don't know how anyone can just watch him talk for 10 minutes.
Because he's orange?
And not only that, but he just says the same thing over and over again with no substance.
I'm gonna be honest, and I don't really want to say this, but other than him being racist, he is a gangster.
He's just a gangster. He's just
Wait a minute. Don't you ever say that again. Ever blame that on Queens. Ever blame that on Queens, bro. Let me tell you something. If you from Queens, there's no way you can be a racist. I grew up with Russians, Haitians, Cubans, Colombians. I grew up with Peruvian wrestlers like Morris.
So you say Trump can't be a racist?
Nah, he's playing a role. If he's really from Queens, he's playing a role. There's no way.
But Trump like black women. You know he had a black woman before, right?
No, come on, Jay Prince.
Jay Prince, you got all the fucking dirt.
Y'all don't know Trump and
don't tell me Trump has been to Prince Allen.
I mean, no, Trump done had black pussy though.
But has he been to Prince Allen?
No. He ain't been with anybody.
Have you been to Trump Island?
Tell me this though. Do you think a man could be a racist being with a black woman?
Yeah. And grabbing pussy?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Cause like grabbing pussy is like definitely
I'm talking about going
some
in,
white shit.
Going in, if you a real racist, you think you would.
So a slave master wouldn't have been a racist? A slave master wouldn't have been a racist?
I don't know.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to do a good job. I'm just saying.
Some of them cross over. They say when you go black, you don't go back. Yeah. So
he got pictures with Snoop Dogg, Puff Daddy. This thing, 20 years ago.
Trump was hella hip hop at one point. Let's get it.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. Ray Kwan even asked him my phone. I'm like, yo, check who's the black Trump.
Let me just make this clear right now. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know if y'all heard.
You met Trump? Keep it real.
Not really, but let me tell you who I met, who I respect.
Mick Romney?
No.
Mick Romney? Is that Mick Jagger's cousin?
No,
that was Romney.
Maxine Waters.
Maxine Waters.
And you didn't like her?
No, I love her.
Oh, I'm about to say.
She has like the biggest, and that's my angel, right? But she has the biggest sack of nuts than any man I ever met. Maxine Waters. So for all the homies, I want to let y'all know she's a real one.
She's a Democrat.
Yeah, she's Democrat.
No, just put it out.
She's a real one because when no one would stand up for me, when them feds was trying to kill me, Maxine Waters stood up. She's from California.
God damn. How do you feel about Kamala Harris? I'm gonna start with you. You know.
I'm not in politics. I'm not in politics. I really don't.
You're a Harlem nigga. Let's keep it Harlem.
I don't know who Maxine is. I was gonna ask him if he hit that. I was like, did you hit Maxine?
No. Maxine. Like, no disrespect attached to her.
Yes,
she's my elder, honorable.
Okay. That's a gangster.
You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, she, like, the people that was there in Houston wouldn't ride for me.
Right.
But she heard the story, she understood it, and she stood up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like against all odds where politicians are concerned.
Right.
But most of them are fake. You know what I mean? For one to embrace and take a stand in that shit that I was in.
She stayed out. Yeah.
God damn it. This is a segment of our show where we just ask you a question. You just pick one of the other. Two options. You don't. And you can skip some if you want. Prefer you don't, but it's okay.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want. So it's called Quick Time with Slime.
Quick Time with Slime.
Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Are we ready?
Let's go.
Master P or Birdman?
Master P.
Nas or Jay-Z?
Jay.
Willie D or Big Mike?
Willie D.
Scarface or T.I.?
Face.
Ross or Jeezy?
Ross.
Okay, Jeezy or T.I.?
Yeah.
Okay. Biden or Trump?
I'm a Republican.
He said, whoever gets his homies out.
That shit gonna be trendy.
Let me say this because you're dealing with two slippery individuals, right?
A politician, nonetheless.
I'm with whoever gonna do right with my people.
God damn.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get caught up in the matrix, but if I had to pick right now,
I mean, you kinda. It's the elections.
Yeah, we kinda do. He's right. Republican. All right. James Harden or Deshaun Watson?
I don't know Watson.
So you're going with James Harden?
Damn. Now, who is Watson?
Hazardous. Okay.
I gotta ride with the Rockets, man.
Okay, because all right.
Deshaun Watson.
He's Houston too? Oh, quarterback. Oh, okay.
Deshaun.
Oh, the
quarterback.
Oh, it's me who fucked it up. You put Watson, motherfucker.
What is he talking about?
Yeah. All right. Now here's Tyson or Ali.
God damn. Tyson the homie, right? I know Mike Tyson. It depends. God damn, boy, y'all putting some zipper on me. But that goddamn Ali gonna ride too, man. Ali.
You can say both.
You know what I mean? Well, fuck it, both then. I ain't
This one you can't say both.
Okay.
This is very personal to you. Geto Boys or UGK?
Well, you know, to me that's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Because I created Geto Boys.
Yeah, I'm so still amazed at the story of you actually putting together a Geto Boys project, putting it out, and just saying, you know what? I don't like this Geto Boys.
It's like the first gangsta Backstreet Boys. He said, yeah.
But you know what it was though? The difference was I was focused on another hustle and somebody else was dealing with one set of Geto Boys, and then I came in and emphasized my mindset on the other set of Geto Boys, which the other Geto Boys couldn't relate to. So I'm like, y'all go, and I'm gonna embrace the new.
What did the other Geto Boys end up doing?
Falling apart. I mean, shit didn't.
Right.
It died from there. One of them got a murder case and went to jail.
Oh shit.
And The others went different ways. Yeah.
So this is my last question. Loyalty or respect?
Both.
Yo, anything you gotta say left, Mr. Commodore?
When your name came up, basically, I was young.
Yeah.
It was always a saying of the fly zone. You can't land in certain people's hood without checking in.
Yeah.
So
I think checking in, not no fly zone, but
checking in or basically just if you was a rapper or you was anybody, you couldn't just come to anybody's hood.
Yeah. So
I just want to know if anybody can explain. You can explain more about that. Like
I can explain that. The J Prince now was different than the J Prince in the 20s when I was 20-something, 30-something.
Right. I was in 1920s. Holy shit, you're the age of the
And here's was the thing, right? I was dealing with a different challenge.
Right.
You know, back when I started, I was dealing with a situation where New York DJs was in my city monopolizing the radio station.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to deal with that shit, right? And it's just the way it was.
I respect that.
So, you know, what I had to do was, and I respect their hustle because they was representing and felt like nothing but New York should be played in Houston.
Right.
Wow. You know, that's it. Everything else was country and wasn't qualified. So I had to get creative, right? I had to like figure out how to change that shit.
Right.
Because I feel like we deserve a chance. If motherfuckers didn't like us, then okay, I knew how to accept that, but give us a chance. And ultimately, that led to I had to run them out the city.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because they were real with New York. They was like, oh, this our shit, this what we represent, right? So I'm like, okay, I respect that, but you can't represent it here today.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So my mindset, you know what I mean, to change that shit around and to give us a chance and to blaze a trail for the homies in Houston and the South to be heard, came down to moving them out of the position of power.
Right.
So therefore, I had to fight like a whole movement of even coming to the city. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm gonna fight this whole motherfucker, right? You know what I mean? Y'all not gonna be able to send troops here to, you know, infiltrate the camp and get, you know what I mean, your will implemented on what you want to do. I'm gonna like shut this whole shit down until y'all give us a chance.
Absolutely.
So that happened back then, right? So we moved from back then up until right now. Right now, you know, I'm a different man. Shit has changed. You know, respect that's been given. The South has been given their chance. You know what I mean? They doing their shit. So I no longer, you know, when I was a child, I thought as a child. You know, now I'm, you know what I mean? I'm wiser, so I don't have to like, you know, infiltrate that same shit. So I don't care who come in and see. That's on them. Like if you come to the city,
I was getting it because I was going out there.
I thought that no fly zone was you.
Well, you have to ask a lot of the guys. You know what I mean? I wanted to know.
Okay.
You know, I wanted. Well, and they wanted me to know. You know what I mean? Because
take a little shot of loyalty.
Yeah, think about it. Let me just tell you the reality of that shit. When I didn't know, and you showed up, then it wasn't as inviting as it was when I knew. Because when I knew, I was an ally.
When you knew you was in the town,
and I was able to like tell homies, oh,
it's just a check-in. It's the check-in.
Like he cool, he this and that. But when you just showed up with some strays, then people like, oh, that's food.
Yeah. And people didn't know Texas was about it. Like shit was that's how nice.
It never not was about it.
First off, let's just be clear. Every year in New York, when it turns 90 degrees, people get killed. It's 90 degrees all year round.
Absolutely.
Like ghettos are ghettos all over the world.
Geto Boys.
You know what I mean? A lot of people try to they get confused about what's happening, but that shit be solid all over, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's about who have the best structure in the situations is what make the difference.
And I'm a dude that been going to Houston, Texas for 22, 23, 24 years. Maybe let me just take it to 20. Let's just stop it. I mean, and not beat it. I've never had a problem, but I've always hit one of his people. So I say, yo, I'm here. They always just have me down. Like, yo, where you going? You going to Galleria Mall? You going to motherfucking, what's my shit? What's my favorite restaurant? Papa Do's. Papa Do's. You going to Papa Do's? Let me tell me my itinerary. They be like, yeah, you going to Papa Do's. All right, we already going to meet you there. And that's cool. I've never had a problem. And I've never felt. I think people feel like when they check in or they holler at the homie that they supposed to holler at, that they a sucker. And that's corny.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Cabano, you come to Left Rack, you're supposed to hit Young Really.
That's
supposed to hit me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we take pride in taking care of you.
I'm only coming to see you.
We're gonna show you the right cheeseburger to get.
Right up.
You went to the wrong cheeseburger spot. That's why you got a fucking stomach ache.
Yeah.
So talk to the y'all. There's nothing wrong. Big U, I've never, and Big U, Whack and all these dudes out there, I've never felt foul at all. Like landing and saying, yo, I'm here. And they be like, all right, cool. Sometimes they send a person and sometimes they don't. I'm good. I bring my whole neighborhood with me anyway.
Yeah.
But I never felt bad about that. So I wanted to reiterate that.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do when you come to.
Well, it's your choice. It's your choice. Like Big U, you know what I mean? Big U the homie. Like we see eye to eye on a lot of shit. So, but once again, it's your choice. Some dudes feel like they Superman.
Right. And I can just come to your town.
You know,
fuck Brenda.
Pretty much.
I mean, and it's
Sniff
okay.
Jose's cocaine.
It's okay for, like I don't try to impose my will on them one way or the other.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, do what you do.
Yeah. Taking that shot of loyalty, goddamn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I can't You really drink a whole bottle of Mama Water.
A little bit.
I done killed that shit. I done killed it, huh?
Julia Beverly, I gotta end this story because it's the only story I hated you ever reported.
And it's never been brought up in Drink Champs, to be honest with you.
This is the first thing.
You love it, right?
No, I'm just saying. I never brought it up.
This gonna go up there with your condom story.
Fucking stupid ass.
Wait a minute.
It's a fake story. Let's go with the real story.
But you're printing your ozone man. It's the only time I got ever man. I love you. The girl said that she ate.
I don't even remember. But
She said she ate my ass. I did not like that.
What? You didn't like
Listen,
it when
my wife is here right now. It's been with her for 14 years. If I wanted my ass ate, trust me, she would know. She has never ate my ass. So some girl came on Ozone and lied on me, and you let her lie. So that's where Master P.
Well, that was the point of that story, I think.
I didn't like it.
We did have a disclaimer with that saying, hey, we can't really.
It was like
You did.
a
You know what? Leave it alone.
story.
But you know what it was? But I was told by other people that the stories were. Not that story in particular, but.
She said that so people cross-reference your story.
Not your story. Not your story. No, we did the groupie confessions.
Some people said 1 leg, 2 legs. I gotta get you back.
He's just close. Listen, he has a condom. He has a condom story that he hates me telling.
It's a fake story.
But you know, listen, Julia, you've always been.
I apologize if you're groupie confessions.
No, I did not like it because it really wasn't true. But and then listen, I admit to I did some crazy shit in my life. Like I love Molly. Bro. I did some crazy shit. But look, Jay Prince is out. But Mr. Commodore, Julia Beverly and fucking Jay Prince. This is one of my favorite moments. I love every moment about this because it's real. We sat here, we kicked it. I've never seen a motherfucker eat lamb and still be as cool as he can be.
That shit was smooth. I was watching that shit.
You see how he's eating the lamb?
I was like, you look ate the rice.
Yeah, he the only right Jay Prince ate the lamb.
He didn't even have a fork. He just
lamb was on top.
Now everybody. Thank you so much. I had so much fun. Let's take a picture.